Welcome to this live stream event of Panther Sports. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Richie Ewing, Neil Thornton. All gas, no brakes. Let's get it.
Good evening, Panther Nation, and welcome to this live stream event on Liberty Panther Sports Network. I'm Joe Roberts. Alongside me is Ross Norwood, as always, and doing stats forever and ever, Neil Thornton, producer Richard Ewing down on the track this evening, and we are here for the District 11 4A opener between the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks and your Liberty Panthers, and Liberty comes screaming into this contest with a 3-1 record on the season, 3 wins in a row, albeit some grudge matches. Neil, talk about the stats from last week.
Well, last week, Liberty's defense really held them in the game last week, and we talked about that during the broadcast. Anytime you've got 2 fumbles, you punt the ball to the other team twice, you turn the ball over on downs in their territory, and you're penalized 3 times, and you still come out on top. You've played very good defense. I think the defense and the punting game has really kept us in all these ball games that we've won. I know it's not exciting, but it puts a win on the scoreboard, and that's what gets you in the playoffs.
All right, Ross, you're down there on the sideline. You've been there since, I don't know, it seems like yesterday. What's going on down on the sideline? What's the feeling?
Last-minute preparations going on as the team's about to come through the Panther Head first district game of the season for both of these teams. Hardin-Jefferson last week lost to Jasper 33-3. In a game that Jasper absolutely dominated them. Liberty, of course, winning 21-10 last week against Shepherd at home. This is the final of that 3-game homestand for the Panthers. It's off to Silsbee next week. Panthers want to get into a very good rhythm to start this game. Few complications in last week's game. Looking at the field conditions to start this game, they're better than they were last week to start. The humidity was a big factor as dew set in on the grass very early in that game, and it caused some miss-snap handoff functions, if you will, because I can't think of a better word, that caused that led to a couple of fumbles. So those conditions should be better this week. They had a good week of practice, and they're ready to go. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Ross. Neil, keys to the game tonight for the Panthers.
Keep the ball in the other end of the field like you've been doing. Don't try to get too fancy. I think and Jasper's always, of course, a powerhouse team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we're going to mimic what they did, but if we can shut down their offense and grind the ball on our offense and put together those long Panther drives, I believe we'll be okay.
You know, one of the things that we talked about constantly is making sure that you're the team that scores first.
That's it.
And then if you're not answering the bell as fast as possible, what's it going to mean for the Panthers to get on the board first and take control of this contest?
It's like having another man on your team. The clock and the scoreboard, if you can put them on your side, you got another man on your team. You get up a score, they have to play uphill. If you can hold them and get up 2 scores, just work the clock from that point on.
All right, Neil, we're kind of working with an almost entirely new student crew this week, bringing back the veteran Tanis Grimes on one of the cameras, and then to his left, the Mateo family taking care of one, Angel and Jamie Mateo, and then down on the ground level with Ross right now, Alan Parga and Alejandro Minivar, and we're pleased to have those young folks with us this evening. Again, we're here at Memorial Stadium for the District 11 4A opener between the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks and your Liberty Panthers, and the Hawks have come through their little eagle or the hawk tunnel, and they're on the field, and the Panthers are getting ready to come through the Panther. We've got about 3:35 to go here before the start of this contest, and as we said almost ad nauseum, the Panthers on a roll, and this is something that they couldn't get going last year heading into district play. They struggled a little bit, and then once district started, they were ahead, I think, in 4 of the contests going into the 4th quarter, and then somehow found a way to, I'm going to say, lose the contest. I don't think the other team beat them. They found a way.
I think in all the district games last year, including the West Orange Stark game, all the games total were lost by less than 30 points.
I think it was a score on every one of the games except for maybe
the West
one, and then it was pulled away late. And so the score wasn't an indicator of how close the contest actually was.
Right, they were all very close. We were in every ball game last year. We can put a good district win behind us tonight and kind of start out on it with because all the district, everybody's 0-0 in district tonight. This starts district play.
Yep.
So
brand new season.
You come out of here 1-0, you're leading the district.
All right, let's talk about some of the Swiss Army knives that the Panthers have. In particular, Mason Goodo, who really kind of came out of nowhere, a defensive standout last year. This year, really taking the bull by the horns and helping out offensively.
He's matured a lot. He's gaining a lot of yards on offense. He knows how to follow his blockers. I love to watch him run with the football, and he's a good receiver. And he's a smart kid, so he's easy to coach.
And in addition to Mason, you have Austin Walker, who seems to be all over the field, tight end, quarterback, defensive side. He's catching touchdowns. He's running the ball. He's doing everything.
Exactly. And another good defensive standout. I think Coach Taylor named him player of the game last week. It was William Waldrop, 15 tackles, something like that. He was a real standout. Something I wanted to make sure we got in before the game started. Liberty's got their kicker, Brian Montez, back.
Yes, Montez, the Iceman, back for the first time this season. And we're getting ready to have the prayer here at the stadium, and that will be followed by the national anthem. So I'm going to go silent
Give me the
so
flag,
we can hear
Red.
it.
Give me the flag, Red.
To be out here tonight. We pray for safety among our players and fans. We ask for a fair, clean game that is fun for both teams.
Zoom in,
We
Red.
pray for the safety of everyone involved in tonight's game and safety for everyone going home after the game. In God's name, amen.
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 Up a hair.
Okay, now both teams on the field, on the sideline, and
Yellow,
now
pull
we will be
back to the
pleased to
wider
hear the
shot.
national anthem, the Liberty High School Band.
Pull back slowly, Yellow. Never mind, you can't move your lens. Slow down, sideline, you're live. Stop moving. Sideline, come back down here closer to us. The big belly, that's all I see up there.
Definitely love that sound, Neil Thornton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, we have a fall preview with the weather. It's almost like it's fall.
Well, it's about as fall as it gets in southeast Texas. We had a nice breeze here a while ago up till about 15 minutes before game time. Now the Hawks came through their tunnel. They lit off some smoke bombs, and it looks like we've got a smoke screen over the field.
All right, captain's going to the middle of the field. Number 9, Mason Goodo. Number 13, William Waldrop. Number 33, Titus Bell. And number 5, Austin Walker on for the Liberty Panthers. Meet the Hawks, and we're going to await what occurs for this. And the Hawks won, and they're declining, and the Panthers will receive the opening kickoff, and they will be kicking off to start the second half. All right, so we'll get to see the Panther offense go to work here at the beginning of this contest. 12's on the field, both teams on the field. And 11-4A getting ready to start momentarily. Man, this is an exciting time of year, Neil.
It is.
The weather feels great. The Friday night lights are on. The grass is looking so much better. Last week during homecoming, it seemed like there was a little bit of an issue with some dark spots there. And
well,
we
it
had
had
a little
rained.
bit of weather.
Yeah, we had got that little hurricane come through here or by here and put 4.5 inches of rain on this field, and then we had 2 sub-varsity games last week. It's got some you can tell there's some wear and tear on the middle of the field, but I don't think it's as wet as it was last week. with the dry humidity we've had in the last 2 or 3 days, we shouldn't get that early dew like we had last week. And like Ross was talking about, it slicked that ball up pretty good towards the end of the ball game.
No doubt about that. Okay, the Liberty Panthers on the field, set to receive. Number 15, Gavin Fontenot, and number 3, Jolin Curtis back deep for the Panthers. And we'll have, looks like number 18, which is, or I don't know, they don't have an 18, do they?
I think is it 10, maybe?
Well, at any rate, it's a liner. It's going to take a bad hop at the end. Fontenot's going to pick it up at the 15, still on his feet, and finally getting driven into the grass at about the 18-yard line. And they're going to mark him close to the 19, in fact. And that's where your Liberty Panthers will start their offensive series to open the contest. 11:53 here in the first quarter, and that was number 16, Connor Gay, who had that kickoff for the Hawks.
Well, let's see if we can, we'll be able to tell in the first series of downs here what kind of line play we're getting. I've been kind of disappointed in our offensive line as far as their trap blocking and blocking side to side goes. They go straight ahead pretty well, but they've been getting knifed in on from the side.
Well, the offensive line is going to be just about close to full strength tonight after missing several people for the last couple of weeks. All right, Mason Goodo taking the ball over the right-hand side, being patient and not able to pick up too much.
He got 2 maybe.
Actually, was that Goodo?
1. Yeah, it was.
Okay, kind of hard to see here.
1
They got
yard.
those fun little numbers.
Yeah, the shirts they had last week with the white shirts were a whole lot easier to see.
Yes, they were. Got that patent black jerseys with the gold numbering, and I don't even know why I'm attempting to say that. Ross is the one that really is good at that. 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers from the 20-yard line in their vaunted double wing attack. Going to hand the ball up. Nolan under center, and that's going to be a big pickup over the right-hand side. That looks like that's Jolin Curtis. Nope.
No,
that's Titus
Bell.
Bell, number 33, Titus Bell. You would think you would never get those two confused.
Well, it was a little bit of a misdirection play. The new play on the out of the playbook this week. Bring the ball out to the, what is that, about the 27-yard line, 7-yard pickup?
About a 7-yard pickup. Going to bring up 3rd and 2, a long 2 for the Panthers as the ball continues, or the clock continues to tick. 10:39, double wing attack for the Panthers. Nolan under center, going to toss the ball over the left-hand side, still on his feet. And that's going to be number 9, Mason Goodo. We talked about him at the beginning of the pregame show, and here he is showing up in a big way, moving the sticks, and that's going to be 1st down and 10 to go for the Panthers from their own 41-yard line, closer to this hash as the Panthers are going from right to left on your screen, marching northward.
13-yard pickup by Mason.
Oh, it was a big pickup, and it looked like big Juan Sanchez was who he was following there.
That's a pretty good one to follow. If he gets his feet moving, he's the one I'd get behind.
Again, Nolan under center for the Panthers, double tight, double wing formation. And that's going to be a bit of a slip there, still getting the play away. And over the left-hand side, number 9, Goodo again. Going to pick up a few yards on that 1st down carry. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 6 as the ball is now on the Panther 44-yard line near hash mark. Again, this is what we expect from the Panthers. Ball control offense, a lot of misdirection, and they're going to keep the ball forever.
I was a little bit apprehensive there when Nolan went down. I'm hoping that wasn't a nose guard getting his hand in there.
Under center again. And
well, they were across.
That's going to be an offside probably.
There you go. Take it.
And nice pitch. And a big pickup for the Panthers.
Take the play, boys,
Huge
if you can.
pickup. That's going to be, is that number 3, Jolin Curtis on that carry?
It was 3 or 5. I thought it was 5. I thought it was
Austin Walker
on that option. That was
That's
nice.
Right. There we
nice
go.
Option play.
Yes, Cade Nolan read that very well. Pitched the ball out, moved the sticks again, and that was going to be offsides against the Hawks. That's going to be declined, going to take the result of the play. And that's
19-yard pickup in the 1st down.
In Hawk territory now. 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Hawk 30, going to call that the 37-yard line, far hash mark. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Panthers in the middle of their first offensive possession and steadily moving the ball down the field. Nolan under center. Going to hand the ball off to Titus Bell on the left-hand side. dodges a couple, and then
Careful.
finally getting pulled down. Ooh, a little loosey-goosey with the ball there for me. I know, Coach,
I saw that ball flopping like, ooh, that's scary, but he managed to make it work.
Well, when you got hands as big as his, maybe you can do that. Second down and probably 7, but closer to 8 for the Panthers. Ball on the Hawk 35-yard line. And now the Panthers breaking the huddle. Under center again. And Walker in motion. Nolan rolling out to his left, finding nothing, pulls the ball down, takes off, finds green grass, 20, and steps out at about the 15-yard line. Huge pickup for the Panther quarterback. And what looked like maybe have been a busted play, he turned nothing into something, although that could have been designed.
It might have been a run-pass option.
Bootleg, yeah.
Coach at the beginning of the year when I interviewed him was talking about they were going to run-pass option. This is district play, so we haven't seen that play until now.
We definitely have not seen that.
20-yard pickup by that young man.
A very nice read by Nolan. And as he comes back into the huddle with the play, just about 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Panthers again in the middle of their first offensive possession. Nolan under center for the Panthers. And Titus Bell with the ball, right-hand side, pushes over a few Hawk defenders and going to pick up almost enough for another first down. Not quite, just about a 9. I'm going to call that an 8-yard pickup on that. Second down and 2, and the ball's going to be on the Hawk. I'm going to call that the 6-yard line.
I called it the 7.
Okay.
But that's you're probably closer to right.
We can call it the 7. Going to be on the far hash mark.
I hate to brag, but this is classic Panther drive. 3 first downs so far, 74 yards, and they run off 4.5 minutes, more than 4.5 minutes off the clock.
And they can pick up a first down without scoring. Oh, and that's going to be
a fumble, but I think they got it back.
Nolan got tripped up at the exchange, and the ball comes out, but the Panthers do recover. That's going to bring up third down and short for the Panthers. I think you're right that that nose guard for the Hawks is getting some hands in there.
I think he's getting a hand in there. I really do.
And so that's going to be something they're going to have to pay attention to, and I'm sure they have a game plan for that. Breaking the huddle again, the Panthers. Third down and short.
And there's a free 5.
That's going to be a free, but no, they're going to call in contact on that, and they're going to blow that dead. That's probably going to be enough to push it into first down if they indeed called the offside.
Should be.
It did not look like the Panthers moved. And that's going to be offside against the defense. That's going to drop the sticks, and that's going to bring up first and goal for the Panthers. 6:41 to go here in the first quarter, and the Panthers have just chewed up clock and the classic Chad Taylor offensive way that we've come to know and love here in Liberty Land. The ball's going to be on the 3-yard line of the Hawks' far hash marks, and the Panthers looking to punch it in and open their scoring account. And there's going to be another bad exchange there, a trip up and a fumble on the play, and the Hawks are going to come up with the fumble this time. And when you knock on the devil's door, sometimes bad things happen, Neil Thornton, and that's the third time this drive that particular thing has occurred, and the Panthers paying for it this time.
Yeah, that's a shame to go down there this far. That was a 79-yard drive on, let's see, about 10 plays. It's a shame not to get down there and get in. If a defense can rear up here, get the ball back, and do it again.
All right, Ross, can you hear me right now? All right, the Hawks going to take over deep in their territory. Going to run the play, their first offensive possession, and that's going to be a stop. And I don't know that they got any kind of movement. They may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up second down and 10. Oh, no, they lost a couple of yards on that.
Did they?
Yep, that's going to bring up second down and probably 12.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
So that's a nice defensive stand there. Colby Ewing, Titus Bell right in the middle there. Number 4, Quentin Johnson on the defensive line as well. number 24, Manny Freeman. Going to step in there quickly, and going to be stopped by Titus Bell and Colby Ewing, and may have lost a couple of more yards on that.
Is that number 41? I think that's number 41. That would be, I don't have a 41, so I can't see what's going on.
Get a 44.
Maybe that's 44.
They don't have this on our tracking chart. We're going to do the best we can, Neil. You've got the eyes of an eagle, and I've got the eyes of an old eagle. Bring up third down and really long from deep in Hawk territory. They're breaking the huddle. And number 4, the quarterback, going to get busted in the end zone, but able to get the ball away before the safety occurred. That's going to bring up fourth down, and I'm going to call it a
13,
mile.
14, yeah.
Fourth down and 13 approximately from their own, looks like 2-yard line. Far hash mark, going to be forced to punt. This is where fun things can happen for a defense if they are patient.
I was watching their punter, unless he was sandbagging. I was watching their punter warm up, and he didn't look like he had very much height at all. I believe I'd be sent in the schoolhouse here. Made a liar out of me.
Yep,
nice punt.
Nice punt, fielded cleanly, and Walker over the right-hand side, still on his feet, and finally getting pulled down. Not a bad punt and a good return by the Panthers, and they are going to have a nice second possession start.
About a 36-yard punt, but I do see a flag down here, and it would indicate where it's thrown. It's going to indicate some kind of a block.
Yep, that's probably going to push backwards, and the officials are indeed moving the ball in the wrong way. Yeah, going to be a hold against the Panthers.
And from where it was absolutely no use for it. The flag was thrown, and Austin was down there 20 yards in front of the penalty.
Still going to be pretty good starting position for the Panthers from the Hawk 39-yard line. Far hash mark. 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. Neither team scoring on their first possessions, but the Panthers, really nice drive last. Caden Nolan under center for the Panthers. Scanning the field. Double tight, double wing formation. And Bankhead taking the pitch over the left-hand side. Going to pick up a few yards on that, about 4 yards on that. Bring up second down and approximately 6 from the Hawk 36-yard line, and now in the middle of the hashes. We talked to Coach Taylor earlier about the large number of folks that he can call into service in the backfield, and it's paying off in spades for the Panthers. That first game, lots and lots of cramps, lots of people going down with that sort of stuff. But since then, not so much.
I have 6 ball carriers listed on my stat sheet.
Nolan under center for the Panthers, going to toss it out to number 22 over the right-hand side, still on his feet. And that's going to be Alex Valtiera, who's going to pick up enough to move the chains for the Panthers. First and 10 from the Hawk 28-yard line. Far hash mark, 3:52 to go here in the first quarter. Again, neither team scoring in this District 11 4A opener. Both teams trying to get in the driver's seat for a playoff position, and not to cast too much of a light on it, but you know, West Orange Stark and Silsbee, they're pretty darn good.
Yeah, when you got the same district with 2 top 10 ranked teams.
All right. To his left-hand side, and going to throw it out to, was that number 11, Cade Jordan, and that's going to go in and out of his hands, and that's going to stop the clock. Second down and 10 for the Panthers, and that's the first passing attempt for the Panthers tonight, right, Neil?
That was the same play that they ran a while ago, and Caden took off with it. This time the linebacker pinched in to make sure he didn't run with the ball and left Nolan open. Ball was a little bit underthrown, but you know, when it hits your receiver in both hands, quarterback going to want him to catch it.
And Caden Nolan. Caden under center for the Panthers. Double tight, double wing formation, second and 10. And Jolyn Curtis with the ball up the middle, following blockers, finally getting tripped up by number 8, Avery Yarbrough. And that's going to be close to a first down, about a yard short.
Let's see what they're spotting it on the 20.
Yeah, it could be less than a yard.
21, actually.
Yeah, third and really short for the Panthers.
That's Jolyn Curtis's first carry. That's his first carry. of the night.
Well, that just shows how deep the Panthers are in the backfield.
Exactly.
Offensive standout senior Jolin Curtis. When he's not getting a bunch of touches and you're still being successful, you know it's going to be a good night.
You know the Hawks have been watching film all week long, so you know they're keying on Curtis. Whenever he moves one way, somebody's got their head on him. So that opens it up for these other backs. Probably the reason we're seeing Titus Bell was the success he's had.
All right. Nolan under center again. Curtis in motion, going to take the ball one more time with the right-hand side. Really patient, stepping up into the hole, and that's going to be enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, and that's going to be on the Hawks' 16-yard line. Far hash mark again, 2:23 and counting here in the first quarter. 11-4A opener for both teams, the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks and your Liberty Panthers. Both teams looking to get into the win column to put themselves in prime position for a playoff spot. 7-team district, 4 teams going, three people on the outside looking in.
15 plays so far by the Panthers and 5 first downs.
Caden Nolan breaking the huddle again. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Valtiera and getting stuck as he comes up into the hole. That was a big pop by number 1, Mason Benjamin, for the Hawks. And Valtiera read it correctly, and then at the last second, Benjamin just stepped in there and just got him. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers.
I gave him a yard on that. He picked up about 2 feet.
Okay, we'll call it 2nd down and 9.5.
And a lot, yeah.
Ball continuing, or the clock continuing to run, and this may be a quick game tonight, Neil.
Maybe.
Nolan under center again. Goodo in motion, going to take the pitch, left-hand side,
got a good
following
block.
blockers, trying to get the outside, and finally getting pulled down by number 28, and there's a flag on the play.
I think it's going to be a face mask or a horse collar.
Tyler Fountain with the stop for the Hawks, and that's probably going to be against the Hawks. And I would imagine that's going to be some sort of, like you said, face mask. It's the way he came down and the way that official threw that ball right there at that point of contact.
Yeah,
horse collar. And that's going to be an automatic first down.
Who called that?
You are a genius. You better go buy a lottery ticket, Neil.
Yeah.
Ball's going to be put down on the 5-yard line of the Hawks near hash mark. 1st and goal for the Panthers. Again, knocking on the door, trying to get in and open up their scoring account. Underneath, number 9, Goodo with the ball, still on his feet.
Right
Touchdown, Panthers! And at the 1-minute mark in the first quarter, the Liberty Panthers finally striking 6-0. And we should see Brian Montez come on for the extra point. I know he's ripped and ready to go here.
I love it when Brian Montez is kicking, and Shemp, as young and unexperienced as he is, he's nearly as good. But when Montez is kicking the extra point, I don't even have to look up from my computer. I just start marking it in.
And just like that, death taxes and Montez extra points. The point is good at the 1-minute mark. The Liberty Panthers take the lead 7-0. And I'm going to stop talking for just a second. When we come right back, Neil will have the drive summary.
Established in 2007, the Liberty ISD Education Foundation is an independent, nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to enhance the educational experiences of Liberty Public Schools by fostering community support above and beyond what is provided by the district's normal operating budget. The board of directors consists of residents, retired educators, and business people whose commitment to public education in Liberty is strong and in the best interest of every child in the school system. The mission of the Liberty ISD Education Foundation is to help Liberty ISD enrich, maintain, and expand programs needed to ensure that
We're here in the first quarter. Your Liberty Panthers striking at the 1-minute mark, Neil.
8 plays, 40 yards. Goodo goes in from the 5 yards out. The 5-yard penalty helped them score 7-0 at the 1-minute mark, quarter number 1.
And we have Looks like Brian Montez is going to be kicking the ball off again.
Yes.
And it's going to be low liner. It's going to hit and roll. Be fielded at about the 18-yard line. Hawks still on their feet and still on his feet. And Montez having to come down and make the helping play along with number 7, Bo Fowler, finally pushing out the Hawks at the 45-yard line. Nice kick, nice contain at first, and the Hawks making something out of nothing. 1st and 10 from their 45-yard line.
That was just a missed tackle down there. He hit him hard, but he didn't wrap him up, and that young man bounced off and made it about another 10 yards after contact.
Didn't really get a good look at the Hawks as they started their last drive so deep in their territory. Number 4, Brady Trotter, the quarterback for the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks. And with a little room to breathe, now we'll get our first real look and see what he can do. Going to hand the ball off to number 3. Going to get met pretty quickly. And that's Jacob Weldon on the carry. Going to pick up about, we're going to call this 2 yards on the carry. Going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Hawks. And they're going to be on their own 47-yard line. Quickly to the line, and they're going to be in a very similar formation to the Panthers. Number 3 in motion. Going to hand the ball off again up the middle. And this time going to be stopped by a host of Panthers, led by looks like number 56, Dylan Davis. Although that didn't look, maybe that's a 58, because that didn't look big enough to be Dylan. That could have been Victor Ruiz. We got 3rd down and about 4, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. After 1, your Liberty Panthers leading 7-0. We'll be right back.
Be sure you follow up with Panthers Sports on social media. Keep up with sports schedules and updates. Become a member of the Liberty Panthers Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter by searching Liberty Panthers Athletic Booster Club and Liberty Panthers 1. I'd like to thank some more sponsors: C&D Family Farms, Hotez Home Center, Swing Brands and Associates, BC Feed and Supply, Martin Bank, and LaVille Sausage.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Welcome to the second quarter of the Panthers hosting the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks in this 11-4-8 opener. The Panthers scoring in the first quarter, leading 7-0, and now switching the field. The Hardin-Jefferson Hawks in the middle of their second offensive possession and facing a 3rd down and just about 4 yards from just over into Panther territory. And there's going to be a flag on the play, and that's probably going to be offside against the Panthers. And there was a loss on the carry there, but the flag's going to negate that and probably move the sticks for the Hawks. You see what they're going to call here. And that's going to be indeed an offside against the Panthers. And those kind of calls, Coach, are somewhat infuriating, especially this deep into the season. You'd hope that those are minimized.
Yeah, you give them a 1st down when you could have been holding them and possibly forcing a punt. One more play, you could force a punt.
Chain gang, a little slow moving. Not sure what's going on there. That is going to be 1st and 10 for the Hawks from the Panther 44-yard line. Trotter under center. Going to hand the ball to number 3, coming to the right-hand side. Going to be popped in the backfield, and that's going to be
right at the line of scrimmage. That was William
number
Walter.
10, Caleb Chandler, with the stop for the Panthers.
So he picks up 1, I guess, or almost 1.
He may have just barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't think he did at all. I think you're right.
Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks, but now on the far hash mark, 11-13 and counting here in the second quarter. Again, your Panthers leading 7-0. Quickly breaking the huddle. Trotter under center for the Hawks. Going to drop back, try to go over the top. Oh, and almost an interception, and that's number 4, Quentin Johnson, almost coming up with that. There was no one in the house over there for the for Trotter, the quarterback. Not sure what he was seeing except for a Panther in his face.
Defensive line in his face, exactly. He's just trying to get rid of the ball. Don't get rid of the ball up the middle of the field. If you're going to throw it away, throw it to the sideline.
It looks like Gavin Becker, he was limping for the last couple of plays, and he's just coming off the field.
We got a Panther coming off, number 28, Gavin Becker, doing a really great job tonight so far. Trotter under center, and this time going to roll out. Nope.
He almost
hand the ball up the middle, and that's going to come back to maybe the line of scrimmage there. That's number 27 on the carry, and that's Tristan Robinson for the Hawks. Nothing doing, and that's going to bring up 4th and 10 for the Hawks. And this is no man's land here, and they're going to choose to punt. Still early in this contest, no reason to roll the dice. Back deep for the Panthers. Looks like Goodo back deep. Fontenot. Nice punt from the Hawks. It's going to hit and go almost immediately out of bounds at the Panther about 15-yard line, depending on where they spot it. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 14-yard line.
That's what you used to call. Now you're going to make fun of me when I say this. You used to call that the coffin corner. The punter would put you in the coffin corner.
Well, you know, I would make fun of you whether that was used to or not.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Panthers at the 10-17 mark here in the second quarter. Again, striking first in the first quarter. Touchdown run from Mason Goodo. Extra point from Brian Montez. Under center for the Panthers, number 2, Caden Nolan. Going to find Titus Bell, right-hand side, and almost as soon as he got that ball, he started stumbling forward. Couldn't quite catch his feet, and as big as he is, he stumbled forward for almost 5 yards on the carry.
If he falls straight over, he gets 3 yards. So,
second down and 5 for the Panthers. Now on their own 19-yard line, and it looks like they're in the middle of the hash marks here. Clock continuing to eat away these Panthers with this vaunted clock-chewing offense. Nolan under center again for the Panthers.
More Titus Bell. Out to about the 17.5, 18-yard line, it looks like.
That's correct there. And
call it the 18.
It'll be another big chunk of yards. Going to bring up 3rd and short for the Panthers.
I'm sorry, that's a 23.
Yep, 23. I like where your head was at, though, Neil. Okay, Liberty Panthers, just about 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And driving. Nolan under center.
Kept it himself.
And still on his feet. And
yes, he is.
10 points of contact. Kudos to that young man. Great running technique. And going to pick up a big chunk of yards there. Moves the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Liberty Panthers. Now up to their own 33-yard line near hash mark. And it would not shock me if they ate up most of the rest of this quarter.
Well, I was kind of worried because you know how they go pretty slow. And I sure would like for them to score another time before half.
Motion, toss to the motion man. Right-hand side.
36.
And getting up off the deck, number 5, Austin Walker with the carry. Gonna pick up about 3 yards on that. Gonna bring up 2nd down and 7 on the Liberty Panther 36-yard line. Every time I look at the clock, Neil, it seems like another minute is expired.
Yeah, they need to quit snapping on 5, start snapping on about 10 or 12, like right now.
Well, they are definitely not wanting to give that ball back. Double tight, double wing formation. Goodo in motion, going to take the pitch left-hand side.
Schoolhouse left.
A bunch of blocking out there. Lots of green grass for Goodo. Finally stepping out
stops the clock
at the 30. We're going to call this. Well, I'm waiting for him to give me 30. Wow, he's giving him a great spot. Well, you know what? No, the official back over here. They're going to give him the 41 of the Hawks.
No, he's not. Here he comes.
Oh, no, they're going to step him off way further. I thought they had pulled him up here at the 41.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
That's where they're going to put it.
There was some confusion between the two side officials. All right, still a great carry.
23 yards and first down.
1st and 10 from Hardin-Jefferson territory on their 41-yard line. Liberty Panthers extending this drive with some big touches here and there. Man in motion. Nolan going to keep the ball. Oh, and getting slung to the ground.
But
Nice
slung
pickup,
forward.
It's slung forward. That's number 1, Mason Benjamin, with a stop there. Going to be a 6-yard pickup for the Panthers. 2nd down and 4 from the Hawk 35-yard line near hash mark. 7:20 to go here in the second quarter. Your Liberty Panthers leading the Hawks 7-0. District 11 4A opener for the Panthers and the Hawks. Both trying to get in the win column, pushing forward. You always want to be 1-0 at the end of the first district contest.
That's what I say. Put you in first place in the district for at least a week.
Nolan under center. Walker in motion.
Inside
Goodo going to
reverse.
take the ball over the left-hand side, coming back across the formation. Going to pick up a yard or 2. Going to bring 3rd down and about 2.5.
You gonna make fun of me?
I would definitely make fun of you.
Okay,
Neil.
that was the crossbuck to the left.
Oh, and winner chicken dinner. If you had crossbuck to the left on your score sheets at home, that is a winner. See producer Richard Ewing in the tent for your prize. 3rd down and short for the Panthers. Nolan under center. Going to keep the ball himself, and there's going to be a flag on the play.
Let's see who jumped.
And they let the play go, so that's probably going to be against the Hawks. But he's pointing at where the Panther line was, so who knows? Waiting the white hat signal. It's going to be offsides against the Hawks, and that's going to be enough to
give
move
them
the
5.
sticks. That'll be 1st and 10 after the penalty for the Liberty Panthers. And again, another set of downs extended by Hawk penalties. 6:20 to go here in the second quarter.
Hawks been penalized 3 times for 14 yards so far.
It'll be on the Hardin-Jefferson 28-yard line, middle of the hash marks. Panther offense ticking, clicking, and doing all kinds of things correct so far in this first half. Nolan rolling out to his right and barely getting that ball away before being popped. That was a nice defensive presence from the Hawks. Probably the first time we've seen a lot of pressure in the backfield that wasn't a defensive lineman. That's going to stop the clock. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. 6:06 to go.
Little outside pressure on Caden at that point. Notice when he threw the ball away, it was about 6 feet out of bounds.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right.
Yeah, chunk it over hit the track with it.
That's right. Nolan again under center, double tight, double wing formation. Goodo in motion, going to take the pitch left-hand side, following some blockers.
Nice block.
Great cut block, and that's going to be a first down pickup. That was a wonderful block.
Don't say that word because they'll call it on you.
Well, it wasn't really a cut block, but he cut the defender.
He definitely put his shoulders in his pockets, that's for sure. 12-yard pickup by Mason.
It was we'll call it a wonderful lead block.
Okay, that'll work.
He spilled the end there. Can we say that?
Yeah, he did that.
Or I guess it was really the linebacker.
He sealed him. Yeah, he sealed him.
Okay. We'll figure out the terminology. No matter what it was, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the Hawk 16-yard line, far hash mark, and the clock continuing to run under 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter rather. Pitch out. Valtiera inside. Touchdown Panthers. Valtiera, a little used last week, finally getting his name called out this week. Out to the right-hand side, finds a crease, slides through, touchdown Panthers, nice run. At the 5:53 mark in the second quarter, Liberty Panthers 13, Hardin-Jefferson 0, and now we're going to see the Iceman again coming back on for the extra point. Number 9, Mason Goodo holding. It feels like old times, Neil.
Yeah.
Snaps good, holds good, kick is up, and it is good as well. 5:53, and your Liberty Panthers going ahead 2 scores, 14-0, and there's a flag on the play, and I'm not sure what that was, but whatever it was, it'll be assessed on the kickoff. It's going to be running into the kicker, it looks like, and so that's going to be tacked on, and that'll probably be enough for Brian to kick it into the end zone.
Well, he can kick it into the end zone. I don't know why he line drive that one the last time. I was watching him in practice kicking off. I don't think he ever kicked one less than 50 on his practice kickoffs. So.
All right. While we're waiting, Ross, can you hear me?
You want me to do the drive?
Yeah, go ahead with the drive summary.
86 yards on 10 plays, capped off by a 16-yard run by Valtierra. PAT was good. 5:53 mark of quarter number 2. Liberty leads 14-0.
Okay. Ross, are we able to kick it down to you yet? Right. Okay, all right.
Is he in transit?
We've got some peculiarities this week. We're keeping Ross down on the sideline for his beauty. He's down there. He's got that great sideline suit with the camera and everything. So we're going to kick it to him as soon as we possibly can.
I thought he was trying to be Tom Landry.
Well, he's definitely awesome enough to do that. So with the penalty on the running into the kicker assessed, the Panthers are going to be kicking from the Hawk 45-yard line.
Yeah, kick this one out of the end zone.
I would imagine they are going to just boot this through the uprights. And Jaden Shemp is going to be on for this one.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So actually with him on, he may actually try to pin them in the corner.
Yeah, he's pretty – he kind of dropped it where he wants to.
He's very accurate with that little 9-iron of his. A nice liner. And that's going to be off of the Hawks.
It's off of his hands.
And that's going to be a recovery.
Touchdown.
Oh, that's going to be a touchdown, Panthers. Touchdown, Panthers. That was a – wow, I'm not sure what he was thinking.
He didn't know the rules. That's what he was thinking.
That rolled right off of him, and he thought that was going to be killed as soon as it entered the end zone, and that was not the case. Heads-up special teams play from the Panthers. Touchdown. And what was an Achilles heel last year, Neil, has really turned into a bright spot for the Panthers, the special teams. At the 5:48 mark of the second quarter, the Panthers taking advantage of a Hardin-Jefferson miscue, scoring and going up 20-0.
I guess you'd call that a fumble, right? A fumbled kickoff.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think that you would call it. Goodo on for the hold. Montez, the kick. It is up. It is good at the 5:48 mark of the second quarter. Liberty 21, Hardin-Jefferson 0. We'll be right back.
Extra point is good. 5 minutes, 48 seconds left in the second quarter. Liberty Panthers 21, Hardin-Jefferson Hawks 0.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. And we're here in the second quarter. With the Panthers scoring for miscue. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Okay, Neil, drive somewhere.
No drive. 5 seconds off the clock. Recovered fumble in the end zone. PAT's good. 21-0.
Really high, and that's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to be a flag. And I'm not sure if they're going to want that again or if they're going to take that penalty spot.
I think they're going to take it right there.
Yeah, they probably will. I'm not sure why they would have them kick again because they're going to be very advantageous on their
Absolutely. He'd kick it in the end zone the next time, and, they'd bring the ball out on the 25 or the 20 because it's still high school. Hawks kind of coming to the line slow. I guess they're, well, let's see what this whistle's about. Official timeout. Looks like they're conferring with each other, maybe with the Hardin-Jefferson coach. I'm not sure.
Well, it's going to be an official's timeout, and I'm not sure what they're doing here. maybe kind of have a chat with the coach over there. A couple of officials walking over there to, oh no, they're looking at the chain. There's something wrong with the chain.
Oh, if it didn't break or something.
Well, I don't know about that. It's pretty new.
Those chains have been just short of 10 yards the whole game. they're at about 9.5 yards.
Well, if you look at it, if the ball is spotted right on the 35, and you look at the line to gain, it's not all the way to the 45. You're right.
And it's been that way the whole game.
We're playing 9.5 yards in a cloud of dust there. All right, Trotter under center for the Hawks. Going to hand the ball off to number 7, right-hand side, and getting busted pretty quickly. Going to pick up a few yards on that one. William Waldrop leading the charge for the Panthers, among other Panthers on scene. Be about 3 yards on the carry. Second down and 7 from the Hardin-Jefferson 38-yard line, middle of the hash marks. And Hardin-Jefferson so far not having any answers for the Panthers. Hopefully that trend continues.
He dribbled the ball, and I think
exchange there, and it looks like the Panthers are going to come up with that, and that's number 44, Colby Ewing, with the fumble recovery. And man, the Panthers doing no wrong so far after that shaky start in the first drive. First and 10 for the Panthers.
They've got enough time in the field position that they've got. They could really ice this one in this possession.
First and 10 from the Hawk 36-yard line, far hash marks. 5:12 to go here in the second quarter. Liberty leading by 3 scores, 21-0. And this Panther team really fired up. Sometimes you're worried about a letdown after a big special week last week, homecoming.
I think they're fired up for district. I really do, and they need to be.
Nolan under center. Going to hand the ball off to Curtis, right-hand side.
What a block.
Number 22 with a great block. Curtis still on his feet, falling forward close to a first down yardage. And that was Alex Valtiero with a great block.
Boy, he just pancaked that poor fella.
Yeah, very wonderful block on that. And they're going to give him first down yardage. Be first and 10 from the Hawk 26-yard line. Man, that was a nice block, Neil.
It really was. I hope the folks, it's good to have this on video. It really is. Those folks need to be able to see that kind of thing.
Breaking the huddle again, Nolan under center. Underneath the bankhead, finding a crease, breaking free, almost able to slip through the defense, but picks up more than enough for a first down, and the ball's going to be on the Hawk 13-yard line, first and 10 for the Panthers. 4:25 to go here in the second quarter, and the Panthers knocking on the door again.
You know, when you're in a district like we're in, every district win is just that much more important because, you know, I mean, without saying, West Orange, Stark, and Silsbee are probably going to be number 1 and number 2 teams in the district, and they'll be playing each other for the championship towards the end. That makes every other team in the district, anybody that you beat, puts you well on your way to getting into the playoffs.
All right, at the 3:59 mark, the Panthers going to take their first time out of the half, and we're going to stay here for the time. All right, are we able to kick it to Ross now? Got a couple of young fellas on the sideline camera. Alejandro Minivar and Alan Parga. Again, Tanis Grimes upstairs with us. The Mateo clan up here running the wide cameras for us. Doing a great job.
I see Ross down there directing, but I don't know that he's hearing us. We need a buzzer on him.
We got to put a bell on him.
Like a shot collar like you put on a bird dog.
Live and well. Neil Thornton on stats. You're watching this live stream. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. I'm Joe Roberts and Ross Norwood normally with me doing some different work on the sideline with our young people, our young camera operators.
Speaking of stats, Mason Goodo's already got 60 yards on 7 carries and a touchdown. So
like to
that's
thank
nice.
Our scoreboard sponsor, Emily Cook, attorney at law, our first sponsors. All right, coming out of the timeout of the Liberty Panthers. Again, 3:59 to go here in the second quarter. Caden Nolan under center. Going to toss the ball out to Valtiera. Going to pick up a few on that. About 4 yards on the carry. Bring up second down and 6 from the Hawk 9-yard line.
Good job by the defense, number 21, Jude Flores.
Panthers able to go to a multitude of backs. We've seen Bankhead, Curtis, Bell, Goodo, Walker, Valtiera. We've seen quite a number of Panthers running the ball. Did I miss anyone?
Oh, no, you're right. I've got 7 people listed on here, and all of them have got at least 2 touches.
Well, that's something special when you can do that offensively. Nolan under center, double tight, double wing formation. Going to toss the ball out to Curtis. Still on his feet.
Brings it down to the 5.
And going to pick up a few on that. Close to the first down. Third down and a short 2. Ball on the just over the 5-yard. I'm not even going to call it the 4-yard line. Between the 4 and the 5. And again, what's crazy is they can pick up a first down here without scoring.
With the time on the clock, I believe I'd do that.
Caden Nolan coming back from the coach.
Sneak it for the first right here, and then take all the time in the world. Step in as the clock goes off, as the gun goes off.
They will be kicking off to the Hawks to open up the second half. I'm going to toss the ball to Curtis, stepping through there, and he is going to pick up the first down, and that's going to drop the sticks. First and goal from the Hawk. What do we call that? The 2-yard line?
I think. Mm-hmm.
Yep, 2-yard line, close to this hash, and 2:25 to go. And I'm guessing the Panthers are going to try to milk a lot of this clock. They may even milk it all the way down and then call a timeout. They do have 2 left. That would not surprise me if Coach Taylor did that. Well, they're hustling up to the line, so perhaps not. Nolan under center. And going to turn and go. And it's going to be touchdown. And he's going to hand the ball off to Bankhead. And that's going to be a touchdown to number 1, Ja'Cory Bankhead. Touchdown Panthers at the 1:57 mark. Panthers going ahead by another score, 27-0. And we haven't seen this kind of scoring outburst since week 2 against Madisonville.
No, and I don't think we saw this against Madisonville, actually.
And the kick is up. It is good. Brian Montez with the extra point at the 1:57 mark. Your Liberty Panthers 28, Hardin-Jefferson 0 in this District 11 4A opener. And what a sizzler it's been for the Panthers offensively. Well, let's be honest with you. All phases of the game have been working very well for the Panthers. Defense, special teams, offense. And as a head coach or any kind of coach, that's what you want to see. All phases of the game. Are you ready for a drive summary yet, Neil?
Oh, yeah, sure. 6 plays, 36 yards. Bankhead goes in from the 3 for a run. Senor Nieves, Iceman, puts it through the uprights. 28-0 Liberty.
Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton, producer Richard Ewing. Brian Montez on for the kickoff. Just waiting for the whistle. And be high and deep. It's going to get over Three's head. It's going to roll into the end zone. And this time he played it correctly.
He didn't touch it.
Didn't touch it. That's going to set them up on their, I believe, 25-yard line.
Can I ask you a question, see if you remember, because I didn't write it down. He was a defensive player. Who was that recovered the fumble or recovered the muffed kick?
I'm not going to lie to you, Neil Thornton. I did not see that.
If anybody down in the booth, Richie, or if anybody down your way knows that, or if Ross knows that, send the word up here to us. I sure want to get him get him some recognition.
I think Ross is going to text that to me.
Doing something.
Okay, Brady Trotter under center. And hand the ball left-hand side and getting upended. That's going to be number 44, Colby Ewing, and number 7, Bo Fowler saying, "No, sir, young man, not in our house." Pick up about a yard or so on that. Second down and long for the Hawks, 1:55. And the Hawks taking a, nope, Looks like they were taking a timeout. Yep, they did take a timeout, Neil.
Sixteen. Thank you. Landon Curry. How about that? All right, Landon Curry.
Have a day, young man. That was nice. Nice heads-up play. Number 16, Landon Curry, on the recovery in the end zone on that special teams miscue by the Hawks. You know, when you have those kind of plays, Neil, even if you weren't winning or you weren't ahead, those are game changers. Those are momentum shifters.
That changed the momentum, exactly. That shifts your momentum. Makes you think you can't do anything wrong. Hopefully it doesn't blow their confidence too far ahead, but it gives you the confidence to just turn loose and go to, you know, like their saying says, mash on the gas, no brakes.
And that was actually a timeout by the Panthers. And they're anticipating trying to get this ball back, maybe try to score again. And the Hawks are going to take a timeout now. They're going to want to see that defense. They want to talk about it. I'll tell you what, Coach Taylor has these boys on all cylinders right now. And
I'm wondering if there have been some, and I'm out of the business. You're at the school every day. I wonder if there's been some kind of animosity or something between these teams, and Coach Taylor's trying to make a little statement here.
Well, you know, it was a very close contest last year. The Panthers were leading and then fell behind late, and there were a few questionable penalties that were called, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, you know, that's not the other team's fault, though.
No, but as far as the contest went, and that opened up the district with a loss there, and that really kind of sent the Panthers in a little bit of a tailspin, especially considering what they have coming up next. All right, Trotter under center for the Hawks. Going to hand the ball to 34, right-hand side, going to get stopped, and that's going to be number 28 on the stop, Gavin Becker. Not going to be enough for the first down. And the Panthers are going to take their last timeout at 1:49 to go here in the second quarter. Panthers taking their final timeout, up 28-0, and then they're facing the prospect of having to kick the ball off to the Hawks to open up the second half and trying to get every offensive ounce of juice that they can get out of this orange. They're going to squeeze this orange, Neil.
Yeah, I can't understand.
If they can get the stop here, it's going to force the Hawks to punt, and then they'll have plenty of time to get a couple of plays off with 1:49 left.
We'll probably see them. If they do that, we'll probably get to see them try something a little bit out of character. I'm sure he's got a few tricky ones on the playbook someplace.
Well, if there's something that we know about Coach Taylor, he's always got one of those specials. Third down and about 3 for the Hawks. Going to hand the ball off to number 7, going to get busted in the backfield, and that's going to bring up fourth down. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage there, but not much more. Fourth down and long, no timeouts left for the Panthers. It's going to allow the clock to tick down, but it is going to force a punt. Well, I say it's going to force. They may not punt. Well, the clock continuing to run, and they may let it run all the way down and then call a timeout so they can milk as much clock as they possibly can.
Better hurry.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. 1:05 to go here in the second quarter, and the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks take a timeout. Fourth and, it says 2 on the scoreboard, but it looks more like 3. The Panthers are going to have some time.
This has been a complete shutdown of Hardin-Jefferson's offense. They've amassed 14 yards so far tonight on 12 plays from scrimmage.
This has been a very nice change of pace from the last couple of weeks when the Panthers scored in the first half and then were very, very defense in the second halves. The Hawks in the punt formation. No one back deep for the Panthers. Going to try and send the house here. And that's going to be a wobbly snap. And I'm not sure what that was.
No, that's an illegal forward pass
Yeah.
is what it amounts to. They just take the play and take the ball.
That was a very shaky snap, and the punter really didn't have anything to do but run for his life, trying to freelance there at the end. That's going to put the Panthers in prime position here with just under a minute to go in the second quarter. They're going to have the ball 1st and 10 from the Hawk 33-yard line far hash mark.
We just called that an over on downs.
Yeah. With 57 seconds to go here in the second quarter, Cade Nolan under center for the Panthers. Double tight, double wing formation. Going to roll out, looking over the top, and it's going to be right into the hands of Mason Goodall. Touchdown, Panthers! And we talk about the ball control offense of the Panthers, and here they are coming out. Quick strike, Neil Thornton.
Told you.
What do you say about that?
32-yard touchdown pass, told you.
Cade Nolan to Mason Goodall. It doesn't get any better than that. Touchdown, Panthers, 34-0 with 51 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And if there was a message being sent, I'm thinking it's being received loud and clear. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, it is also good. Brian Montez with the extra point. 35-0 for the Panthers at the 51-second mark. And wow, hardly able to take a breath here in this game, Neil. Starting off slow, 1 score in the first quarter, and then ripping off 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. How about a drive summary, Neil?
One play, 32 yards, that's all, right over his shoulder. He made a great, if you didn't see that on video, he made a great diving catch into the end zone, held onto the ball. That's saying something for a high school kid. He made a college-type, pro-type catch on that. Mason's he's a good size. Yeah, that was a quality catch. PAT was good. 51 seconds left. It's 35-0. I think maybe Chad's trying to send a message to the rest of the district.
Well, did you say that was a quality catch? Because I couldn't agree with you more.
Catch.
All gas, no brakes, says producer Richard Ewing. Brian Montez on for the kickoff. It is high. It is nice. Going to be fielded cleanly at the 15. Hardin-Jefferson, number 3, still on his feet, trying to get outside. Nothing doing. Going to be stopped at the 30-yard line. 44 seconds to go. And I don't think this quarter can end fast enough for the Hawks. They definitely are trying to get into the locker room and regroup. I don't know that anyone saw this offensive outburst coming,
No,
Neil.
I don't think so either. If this wasn't a district contest, it wouldn't surprise me to see the buses sneak off at halftime. Liberty's already put up 251 yards of offense in the first half. So, if they match that again in the second half, this will be the first game that I've done that did make over 500 yards.
Okay, Trotter. Nope. Going to hand the ball off up the middle, and that's going to be a pretty nice game for the Hawks. I'm going to call that a 6-yard pickup, close to 7. Second down and 4 from the Hawk 36-yard line. Going to keep the clock moving, barring any craziness. Probably time for a play or 2 more. And enough to pick up the first down. Looks like that's 30. Well, I couldn't tell. Something 4 for them. I can't see it on the
34.
34.
Yeah. Another 6-yard pickup in the first down. That's the first down that Hardin-Jefferson made.
Hardin-Jefferson's going to take a timeout with 5 seconds to go here. Not really sure why. Maybe they're going to
draw one up.
Draw one up in the sand. I would imagine they're going to try to throw this ball, or at least make the Panthers think they're going to throw it. With 5 seconds to go here in the second quarter, your Liberty Panthers leading 35-0, and not a revenge game, but definitely I'm going to call it a renaissance game, a rebirth. Last year, a lot of ugly. This year, a lot of pretty.
Are you allowed to say, turn out the lights, the party's over before the half is finished?
I don't know. We want to do that. The Houston Oilers sang that song in the AFC Championship one year, and the Buffalo Bills came back from 30 down, so we don't want to say that. Trotter rolling out to his right. Going to throw the ball.
Nice
Gonna get caught. Nice catch. Still on his feet. And finally getting brought down. Much ado about nothing, though. That's going to do it for the half. Your Liberty Panthers 35, Hardin-Jefferson nothing. And we're going to kick it to Ross Norwood.
Thank you, guys. Great first half. Definitely full of offense and good defensive plays. It is about what I expected coming into this game after watching some of the game last week Hardin-Jefferson had against Jasper.
All right, what are you seeing down there, Ross?
One of the things I see is trying to stop the run game of Liberty. Hardin-Jefferson is putting a lot of guys up front, and it seems to be throwing off Hardin-Jefferson's timing. And you've seen a couple of plays where they've come a little too early, and you've seen a couple of plays where they just were a little late. I know that sounds, it's either early or late. And that's been one of the big problems. And the offensive line for Liberty has done such a fantastic job of opening up blocks as they have this year. And the ball carriers have taken big-time advantage of it.
I think the offensive line has done a whole lot better job tonight. Like I said at the beginning of the game, they were really good at moving directly forward. But they were having trouble with some of the slants and the traps before, and they seem to have that worked out tonight. They're able to open those holes. Those holes in a trap, the hole doesn't open immediately, and you watch those running backs stutter and step and watch, and then cut into that line where that hole opening up, and they're really getting it done tonight. I know that coaches, who's got the offensive line? Is that Coach Box? Coach Box is probably
not Coach Box. I'm not sure who's the offensive line coach right now. I will find that information out, though. Ross, this is the first time since week 1 that the Panthers are almost full strength on the offensive line.
They have had so many different issues, whether it was people going out with an injury or that dreaded COVID diagnosis that sidelines everybody. So it is nice to see them working. They've had a full week of practice, which is also the first time they've really had a full week of practice since week 1. And when we saw that play that Liberty recovered the fumble in the end zone, there was a little, and I don't know, you guys kept cutting in and out, so I don't know if you really talked about this, and I apologize if it's covering up. From what I saw, the Hardin-Jefferson player touched the ball and did not realize that once he had touched the ball, it's a live ball, and he just thought it was going to be a touchback, and that was kind of the shocked expression on his face and also just his body language when it was called a touchdown.
Ross, you're down there on the sideline. What's the body language? It's kind of hard. We're looking at the backs of the players. When they're on the sideline, it looks like they're happy and they're having a good time down there.
They're very loose, very excited, very, very pumped up, and it's hard not to be when you're leading the game 35-0. And they're going to go into halftime. They're going to get a nice little break. But Coach Taylor and Coach Slack and Coach Stewart are all going to be talking and focusing on, look, you've got a 35-0 lead, but that can expire pretty quick without keeping that intensity up. It will be interesting to see how they play it offensively. I think they're going to go more to a ball control and try to run the clock versus seeing the ball in the air. Not saying there won't be some balls in the air, but I think predominantly they're going to be running inside and just trying to power that defensive line of Hardin-Jefferson, which they've done so well tonight.
Well, you read my mind, Ross. I was just about to ask you what you expected to see in the second half, and you took care of that beautifully. Okay, Ross, thank you for being down there on the sideline, and I think we're just about ready to kick it over to the halftime show. We were able to sit down earlier with Joel and Curtis, not Coach Taylor this time, senior running back.
Welcome, Panther Nation, to the halftime show
Liberty versus Hardin-Jefferson. And we have a special guest with us, Ross. We have senior running back Jolin Curtis. Now, what's cool about this is we get to do this before the game, but what's not as cool is since it's not live, as it were, some of the things that you may or may not have to say won't be super relevant. We'll try to stay away from questions like, how do you feel you're doing right now at halftime? We'll stay away from that kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. Norwood. And just remember, if you mess up any of these questions, you will not go to ISS. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? It's your first year or second year at Liberty, first on varsity. Tell us a little bit about where you were before Liberty.
I was at North Shore in Houston. It was very big, a lot of kids. A lot of kids, a lot.
What are some of the differences you've noticed in your time here versus North Shore? Obviously size, but
it's not much of a difference. Everybody's nice and stuff.
Well, as you know, kind of piggybacking on what Mr. Norwood asked you, so you said it's different. So there's what, maybe 604 or 5 kids here, maybe a little more, a little less, plus minus 10. So the class sizes aren't super big. What about it at North Shore? Were they monstrous or no?
Probably had like 20 to 30 kids.
Oh, so the class sizes aren't too much different. But the campus,
yeah, the campus was huge. It was pretty big. We had like 4,000 kids in one school.
Oh my gosh, that's like half the city of Liberty going to the high school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can remember going to college and guy that lived across the hall, we were talking about graduating classes, and he was a Cy-Fair guy, and I think he said he had 1,500 in his graduating class.
That's a lot.
And at the time I graduated from Liberty, we had one of the larger classes, and I think we had 150.
Ooh.
So while you were at North Shore and you played football there,
yes, sir.
Were you on the varsity, or had you made it to the varsity yet?
I took a break. Well, 9th grade, I was playing with the freshman team, and then I took a break sophomore year.
So what does that mean? You took a break, like football? I need to kind of just chill out with that.
I was like, but I was gonna join back
okay,
my junior year, and then I moved.
But you'd probably been playing since you were little, huh?
Yes, sir. Since I was 8.
Oh my gosh, I would have taken a break too.
Yes, sir.
So, you have to put in a lot of work. What is it that motivates you to put in all the work? And
my teammates. We've been doing this. We've been working hard all summer and stuff like that, and we want to make it to the playoffs, and that's it. That's it.
All right, so let's follow that little rabbit down the hole. All right, during the game on Friday, gosh, that was your first game back in a couple of games. You'd missed some time because of COVID, and then it seemed like you picked up where you left off.
Yes, sir.
Now, there was some comparison between the two of us. I don't really know who made the comparison, but someone said we both had dancers' hips. Because you got out there and, man, you did a move on somebody. They tried to tackle you. It looked like they had you wrapped up, and you just olayed right around them and just started going around. So when you're running with the ball, are you thinking about that kind of stuff, or are you just running for your life, hoping someone doesn't stick you, or what?
Basically running for my life.
So what is it like when you're running for your life out there?
Them big guys are pretty fast, so like I'm trying to stay away from them as much as possible, and I'm trying to score too.
Okay. When you were going over there, I thought it was kind of like Mortal Kombat, right? You're out there and you don't want to get grabbed. Those big guys are looking like, get over here, just grabbing you and trying to throw you into the ground.
But you always, it seems, even though you say you're running for your life, I think Mr. Norwood and I both have commented on this. You are so patient.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What did you say about that? He's always got a hand. It looks like you always have a hand on
him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So is that instinctive, or are they coaching you to do that, or what?
They're coaching me to do that. And also, I got to follow those blocks. I got to follow those blocks and stuff.
Okay.
To get where I got to be.
All right.
That's one thing I noticed. In last week, we pointed this out. Your feet move pretty quick.
Yes, sir.
But it's always with a purpose. You're not. It's not as if you're looking like, okay, where am I going? Where am I going? You
Yes, sir.
stay with that blocker and let that hole open, which is not always the case.
Yes, sir.
With some others that we've seen, teams that y'all played. How often are you working on that footwork?
Every day after school. I have a ladder that I set up after school, and I work on it.
You probably get some pretty good work in passing period during school, right? Pretty
Yes, sir.
crowded in the hallway.
Yes, sir.
The little Olay stepping. All right, now here's something. I know the offensive linemen are going to watch this at some point. So when I was coming up, the Dallas Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl like all the time. And Emmitt Smith, one of my favorite guys, was always winning rushing titles and things like that. Now, he used to buy the offensive linemen like Rolexes and cars. So, what are you getting your offensive line every time you go over 100 yards? Silence. So I promise you I wasn't going to put you on the
Probably
spot.
some donuts.
Oh, see, I'm going to take offense to that. Was that a fat joke or something like that, the donuts?
They like donuts.
Okay, all right.
They like donuts and kolaches. I know Big Joe does.
Okay.
Big Joe likes
See,
that.
Big Joe, he's my spirit animal, okay? I love that guy. He and I have a similar name, and so I love watching him play. Does he ever smile? Like,
Yeah.
he has this one look on his face. Every time I see him, it's just this one look.
He smiles.
Does he smile on the football field?
No.
So are the defensive guys that are in front of him, are they just, man, I don't want to mess with that guy. What's going on there?
They're probably not smiling.
They're probably not smiling either. I feel bad for the person that's going against him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So do you follow him quite a bit or no?
No, sir.
Who do you follow the most?
Dylan.
Yeah, well, I would follow Dylan too. He's
Dylan
a
and
giant.
Juan. Dylan and Juan.
The two biggest guys.
The two biggest guys.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I feel like they could pick me up and turn me upside down and dump all the money out of my pocket.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, they're pretty big fellas.
Yes, sir.
So how do you get into a rhythm with them when they're pulling? Because there's no way they're as fast as you are.
No, sir. We just talk and we communicate and be like, and he tells me, just follow me. They just tell me to follow them, and I just follow them, and wherever I gotta go, I gotta go.
Okay, for your life, running for your life.
Yes, sir.
All right, those are pretty nice sized bodyguards if you've got
Yes,
to
sir.
run for your life there. Okay.
We noticed last week against Shepherd, the field, there was a lot of humidity. How did you adjust as the game wore on and that the dew really set in on that field and made it a little more challenging?
It wasn't as slippery as I thought it would be, because usually after it rains, it's actually really, really muddy and slippery out there. It wasn't as muddy and slippery, and I just remembered to, keep moving my feet and stuff, so I won't slip or anything.
Okay. All right. So now here's the $1 million question amongst the many $1 million questions I've asked. I feel like we're on a game show. Tell me about your family.
It's 5 of us in all. I have 1 brother and 3 sisters, and they're all older than me. Well, except for my younger sister, but they're all older than me.
Okay.
And and that's all.
Are they protective of you?
Yeah, very protective.
Like, if somebody hits you too hard, are they in the stands hollering?
Yes, sir. My mom's very protective too.
Okay.
Very, very protective.
Okay, all right. There's nothing wrong with that. So, who are you running for? Anyone when you're out there, or? I know it's
yes,
kind
sir.
of a weird question.
I'm running for everybody.
You just running for everybody. So
Yep.
there's no in particular kind of thing. Just you're
No,
running
sir.
for everybody.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now, when you graduate this year, what do you plan on doing?
To go to college and be a civil engineer.
Oh, civil engineer. Is that the build stuff engineer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, bridges and roads.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know that I've heard anyone say that recently.
Yeah, how long have you been interested in doing that?
Since middle school.
Oh, okay. So I guess you love Legos then, right?
Yes, sir. I like building stuff.
Okay. Well, I got a whole box of Legos in the back, and we'll see what kind of game you got. See how strong your Lego game is.
Yes, sir.
And if it's half as good as your football game is, you're probably pretty good at Legos.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right. You've been watching the halftime show. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, and we've been here with senior running back Jolyn Curtis, a.k.a. North Shore, the man, the myth, the legend. And hopefully you're in the middle of another fine game right now, whether you are or whether you aren't. Can't wait to see you after the game. All right. Second half kickoff coming up right after this.
All right, guys, halftime here. I've got about 12 minutes and 30 seconds left. I am joined by a volleyball player for the Liberty Lady Panthers. Tell us your name.
My name's Katrina Tran.
And tell us a little bit about what you do with volleyball.
I'm a setter. I set the balls up for the hitters, and yeah.
How long have you been playing volleyball?
I've been playing since my 7th grade year, both school and club, but I started practicing when I was like in 5th grade.
So you grew up in Liberty?
No, actually, I grew up in Louisiana as well, and then I came to Liberty my 3rd grade year. So yeah, I moved around a lot. Liberty is like the permanent place I've ever stayed in. So yeah.
So how tough is it to balance the volleyball, because that's got a lot of time commitment to it, and the academic portion of the school?
It's definitely very tough. I'll be staying up to like 1 a.m. doing homework because practice. I also have club after volleyball season ends, and like practice doesn't end until like 8 o'clock. So it's definitely really tough.
Yeah, that's got to be very difficult trying to balance those. And favorite classes, favorite subjects?
Right now I'm math, actually. I mean, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. Like once I get it, I'll enjoy it. Like I get on with it. And I love science. I want to get into the medical field. My goal is to become an anesthesiologist, but we'll see how that goes.
How about business law?
Well, I was going to get into business management. I was going to get into business management, but I don't know. I just like feel like very connected to the medical field because I love helping people. So, yeah.
Is that something that you've always had, that path that you want to get into the medical field, or is that more recent?
It was kind of recent, but like all my life I've always helped people. Like I try to stay committed and like try to be involved with the community and stuff. But originally my plan was to become an engineer, but I just feel like that wasn't me. So and then I was just like researching a bunch on medical and the areas of medical.
So you're in 11th grade. Have you thought about, or do you know what you're gonna do after you graduate?
I plan to go to college, continue volleyball in college. I've sent emails out. I mean, I got an email back from Abilene Christian University, but they just said that they were interested, so I just got to keep working hard for them to offer me something, but got to stay positive about it. Yeah.
And And so now, once volleyball season is over, do you play any other sports, or do you just go straight to your club team?
I go straight to my club team, but I used to play basketball, but I just want to focus on volleyball this year. So, and then I might do track as well. So, yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck on Tuesday. Tell us who you're playing Tuesday and where and what time.
We're playing HJ, Hardin-Jefferson at freshman starts at 4:30, JV's at 5:30, and varsity's at 6:30, and it's at home.
All righty. Well, we will, everybody, if you're in town on Tuesday, that'll be at the Liberty High School at the gym, and it's a great opportunity to get out and to support the Lady Panther volleyball team. And we're going to shoot it back up to you guys, and if y'all have any questions.
Ross, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Joe.
Awesome. All right, hey, ask Katrina why I call her Cookie.
Okay, Coach Roberts, who is upstairs, wanted me to ask you why he calls you Cookie.
Because I keep eating cookies. I don't know. I actually don't know. I do eat cookies a lot in Mr. Ewing's class, so I don't know. Maybe that's why.
All right, that's going to be $1 million question. If anyone has the answer for that, they're going to get a free prize. I don't know what it's going to be.
Don't go giving away prizes that you don't already have. That'll get you in trouble.
That's going to be a prize care of Ross Norwood.
You know, it's really easy, guys, to give out prizes when somebody else is going to be responsible for what the prize is.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. Okay, Ross, thanks for that great sideline interview.
All righty,
hey,
we will talk with you here in a little bit.
All right, let's talk to Neil about that first half stat.
First half.
Good
so
job.
loud.
Good job.
Did I do good?
You did.
First half stats. Liberty had 251 yards total offense in the first half. Mason Goodo had 2 touchdowns, one a 5-yard run, the other one 32-yard pass. 251 yards is probably about what we averaged per game last year. We had a few games over 300, but not very many. Hardin-Jefferson's offense was 46 yards on, 15 plays. So they kept the ball out of their hands, and when they did have the ball in their hands, they were able to hold them. As evidence, Hardin-Jefferson's first down was with about 3 minutes left to go in the first half. So it's been all Liberty so far.
All right, what you're seeing right now on camera, the silky, smooth stylings of the Liberty High School marching band. I can seeing and hearing. Okay, about 6 minutes or so until we kick off the second half. Your Liberty Panthers leading 35-0. And wow, it has just been a barnstorm or a burner, Neil.
Yeah, a brouhaha.
All right, we're having a few technical difficulties right now, trying to get those worked out. I apologize if that's impacting your viewing experience. Liberty Panthers Sports Network, Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Neil Thornton, producer Richard Ewing. And tonight we've been pleased to have Angel and Jamie Mateo on the cameras, as well as Alan Parga, Alejandro Minivar, and Tanis Grimes. And they've done a pretty good job so far.
Doing a great job.
All right, looking down there, getting a great shot of the Panther, what do you call that, the Panther Tunnel?
I guess.
Man.
Panther Den.
Yeah, Panther Den. 11-4A action. We've talked about this probably ad nauseum, but the Panthers in really prime position to be 1-0 at the conclusion of tonight. Definitely don't want to put the cart before the horse because we've seen too many times big lead goes away in a hurry. But based on what we saw in the first half, there's no reason to believe that the Panthers won't continue this dominance. One of the things that's really hard for a coach is to keep a team up, keep them amped up when they do have a big lead like this. And sometimes there's that tendency to have a little bit of a letdown and then it's almost like you jump in cold water. You get snapped back into place once that first poke, the poke of the bear, as it were, Neil.
I hope it doesn't bleed over into next week, because they're going to need to muster all their forces next week to be competitive against Silsbee. Our cable system here in Liberty does not. It's a Houston-based cable system, which is fine, but we don't get any of the sports news from the Golden Triangle, where most of our district competition is. So I don't know who else is playing who tonight, but I'd like to know if Ross can hear. He probably keeps up with it a whole lot more than we do.
Well, I did have that up just a second ago, and I can bring that back up here.
I've got the Liberty schedule, but I don't have the district schedule.
Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. About 3:45 to go before the second half kickoff. Your Panthers receiving the opening first half kickoff, going to be kicking off to start the second half. And let's see here, Neil, pull that up for you pretty quick. My typing skills aren't nearly as quick as my verbal skills. All right. While I'm trying to pull that up, who's your player of the half so far, Neil?
Player of the half, Mason Goodo, I think. 2 touchdowns. Let me see exactly what his stats are. He's got 7 carries, 60 yards. He's the leading rusher for Liberty tonight so far. And he's also got that 32-yard touchdown reception. That was a pro level catch. It really was.
Okay. Not really sure why. Oh, it's going slow. All right, here we go. It looks like Silsbee is at Orange Field tonight. And that's the only one that I'm really seeing right now.
I was hoping Silsbee and West Orange Stark were playing each other.
Oh,
so one of them would get a loss.
Yeah. Hardin-Jefferson is at us, obviously. Silsbee at Orange Field. And it looks as though Hampshire Finette is at West Orange Stark. So that means that Bridge City is off tonight.
Okay.
And let's see if I can find a score on that. So far, not. Oh, they're not bringing that up for me.
If anybody's got the score of the Dayton game, we would. I guess they're playing tonight. We would announce that if we could. Somebody would text it in to us.
Well, at any rate, both teams on the field now. 1:45 to go before the second half kicks off. Liberty Panthers looking to continue this dominance that they showcased in the first half, outbursting for 4 touchdowns in the second quarter after somewhat of a slow, shaky start on their first drive. The actual drive itself was nice, but they had 3 or 4 times where there was a defensive lineman that was grabbing feet and caused some poor exchanges between the quarterback and whomever he was going to hand the ball off to. They got that problem solved quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then after scoring first in the first quarter, went on to take advantage of some miscues by the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks. And then a really nice strike over the top from Cade Nolan to Mason Goodo. We call that a highlight catch.
It was. That was a blue star play for sure. Yeah, that first drive that Liberty had, they were marching down the field just at will. They had they had 3 first downs in 10 plays. But that nose guard play that you were talking about caused that fumble, and Hardin-Jefferson got the ball back. Of course, they couldn't do anything with it. Liberty caused them to punt, gets the ball back, scores on the next drive. Okay.
All right, Brian Montez on to kick off for the Panthers. 12 minutes on the clock. That means we're getting ready to start the third quarter. Montez set to kick the ball off for the Panthers. And the whistle is sounded, and the kick is away. It's a knuckleball. It's going to hit at the 20. It's going to be fielded at the 15. Number 3 still on his feet, finding a crease up the seam. 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10. And the Hawks are going to take the second half kickoff all the way to the house. We talked about that. That's number 3, Jacob Weldon. but there is a flag on the play.
You see
so
one?
that may be coming back. There's a flag on the 40-yard
right
line.
here. It's right
so
here.
That probably
Surely
is going to be a hold or a block in the back, and that's going to come back. But, man, we talked about having that that second half letdown.
It was a clip, I think.
And it's going to be a hold. Sure so that's going to negate the touchdown run. And, wow. Woo. There you go, hand on the forehead there. That's going to pull that ball back. And the Hawks will start their first drive on the 40. Actually, they're going to push the ball back even further. That's going to be on the
30.
Well,
that's the 10 yards.
They're going to call that the 20. I'm going to call that the 29 and a half. Not quite the 30. First and 10 for the Hawks on the near hash mark. 11:48 to go here. And, man, that was almost a wrong start for the Liberty Panthers.
I think, Ross, if you'll look, I think they've got the chain problem solved. Looks like it's back out to 30 feet now.
Yeah, that looks like a full 10 yards now. Now trying to get this set up. Hopefully that was the wake-up call that the Panthers needed to get back in the game. Breaking the huddle. Again, Trotter under center for the Hawks. They hand the ball off underneath, right-hand side, and they're going to be stopped quickly by the Panthers for a pickup of 1. Second down and 9 as your Liberty Panthers, woo, making my heart palpitate, Coach. 11:32 and running. Liberty Panthers ahead by 5 scores. Second down and 9 for the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks. Quarterback Brady Trotter under center for the Hardin-Jefferson Hawks, trying to lead them to break up the no-no. Going to hand the ball left-hand side immediately in the backfield, and that's going to be a big charge. Looks like number 7, Bo Fowler, back there for the Panthers. And my eyesight's starting to fail me just a little bit here.
That was number
7, Bo Fowler on the stop. Number 30, looked like 34 on the carry for the Hawks. And that's going to be a loss of about 5 yards. Going to bring up third down and 14 from the Hardin-Jefferson 26-yard line. Trotter going to roll out to his right and going to be picked off. Liberty all the way to the house, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at close to the 19-yard line, and there's a flag on the play.
Let's see what we got here.
So whether the Panthers retain the ball or not sure. That could have been after the play. I didn't see it occur before the interception.
You didn't see a bump for him to get to the ball, did you?
No, he was wide open. It could have been a late hit on the quarterback, perhaps.
Let's see.
Just waiting for him. They are pointing the direction of the Panthers. So it may have occurred after the fact. The white hat is walking around.
Spotted the ball here on about the 20, about 21, 22. Here he comes this way. Let's see what he's going to say. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
They're asking the Panthers the question here, and he's still not really made the call on who it was.
I don't understand why, if it's a 15-yard penalty, maybe he's going to start marching it off now. I don't know. But if that was a spot of the foul at 21, see if he picks it up and starts walking back with it.
I think no matter what, it's still going to be Panther football.
Yeah.
It's just a question of where the Panther football is going to be.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they picked it up. I don't know. I don't know what to call it here.
They're still huddled over there and having a chat about it. As of now, it's on the Hawk 22-yard line or 21-yard line, far hash mark. Very prime position for the Panthers. And the officiating crew still having a conversation. Maybe we'll get something
definitive
illumination momentarily. Coach Taylor stepping onto the field to get the
picking it up.
Yeah. Well, that's
No penalty.
best case scenario for the Panthers. 1st and 10 for the Liberty Panthers. Great interception defensively.
So what is that, the 21? Is that what we're saying, the 21? I think.
I think so. I think we're going to call it that. And going to be over the top, all by himself. Touchdown, Panthers. And
Gavin Fontenot.
That's Gavin Fontenot with the touchdown reception. He could not have been more alone in the end zone. Hawks had no idea that he was there by himself.
Not at all.
That's going to be another passing touchdown. And at the 10:23 mark, your Liberty Panthers going up 41-0, and the Liberty Bell ringing out in joy. It sounds like Christmas Day out here. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is through, and the Iceman delivereth again. 10:23 to go here in the third quarter. Your Liberty Panthers 42, Hardin-Jefferson 0. And it seems like the water faucet's been turned on, and it just won't turn off, Neil.
I'm telling you, I hate to say it, but I think it's time to start putting in some younger kids here. It's well in hand. It looks like we can do pretty much what we want to do.
Well, I don't hate that, Neil. I really don't hate that, because there may be some moments in this district play where these Liberty Panthers are going to have to call on this experience in this contest as they dig deep to make the playoffs after a couple of year absence from.
Well, and you don't want key players to get injured. You know, you can get injured. You can twist an ankle or stick a leg in the ground and tear up a knee playing anybody. You don't have to be playing a playoff team to do that. So I think you need to save their guys that they're going to be having to depend on.
You are so correct. That's why they call you the doctor of football, Neil.
I don't even like football that much. I like high school football, period.
Well, you know, there's something pure about the high school football game.
I've got a little narrative I wrote about that one time, and I'll read it at halftime somewhere.
Okay. Not going to say I can't wait for that, but I really can't wait for that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you're right. I can. You're older, so I got to make sure that I keep you happy. Brian
Keep my
Montez,
writing skills up that
That's
way.
right. Brian Montez to kick for the Panthers. Ball's
Get
going
it
to
deep,
be
son.
high and deep-ish. Going to be fielded cleanly at the 15-yard line. Still on his feet.
That was three that
And
returned the ball a while ago.
Another nice return from the Hawks back to their 40-yard line, and this time no laundry on the field. Hardin-Jefferson going to start their drive on their own 40-yard line at the 10:17 mark. The Panthers leading 42-0, and we forgot to do a drive summary there. Neil?
One play, 21 yards. Fontenot scores on the 21-yard pass from Nolan. PAT is good. 10:23 mark of quarter number 3.
Those are the drive summaries that you love, right?
Easy.
Trotter under center for the Hawks. Going to scoot their tight end out wide. There's some confusion down there, and that's going to force the Hawks to take a timeout. So at 10:17, the Hawks going to take their first timeout of the half, trailing 42-0. And, man, let's catch a breath here, Neil.
I think I just got a message here from, and when it's a message from my PA, I'm thinking maybe he's got bad news, but it sounds all right to me. Listening to the car on the way home from a college tour sounds great. West Orange has Score Stream has West Orange over Hampshire Finette 14-0. I expect that's probably at halftime.
Okay.
So West Orange is
going to go ahead and make a plug.
Finette.
Tomorrow, the Tony Munson Liberty Cross Country Invitational going to be kicking off at 8 a.m. Your Liberty Panthers looking to continue their streak of cross country meets where they finish in the top 3. First race is going to be at 8 a.m. at the Liberty City Park tomorrow, and going to be racing on the half hour all the way through noon. Whoa, nice play. Nice athletic play by the running back, number 34 for the Hawks, able to jump over a Panther defender and pick up about 4 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Hawks.
34 is not on our roster. I wish I knew his name.
I'd like to give him, so we're going to have to just call him Mr. 34 for now.
34, he's got a lot of reputation to live up to with that number.
Yes, he does. Number 3 over the right-hand side and going to get driven backwards And a lot of Panthers over there on that, and not sure if that was
Austin Walker, I think.
Yep, Austin Walker, number 5, stepping out there, leading the charge defensively. That was a nice defensive play, although they're going to give him momentum there. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and going to call that 2.5.
I thought he was going to make the first down pretty easy, but he got met. Just a nice form tackle. Austin put his helmet right on his numbers and drove him straight over backwards.
From the Hawk 48-yard line. Going to hand the ball off on the left-hand side. And the Panther defense is just swarming this evening. They definitely had a great week of practice, and you can see it in their performance tonight. Both sides of the ball really getting to it. And these kind of games are fun. You talked about it earlier, seeing some of the young ones get some action. We mentioned Landon Curry was able to get down there and get that touchdown. He's one that doesn't get a bunch of playing time, but when he does, he made it count.
Yes, he did. What class? Isn't he? He's pretty.
I think he's sophomore, maybe.
No, junior.
Oh, he's a junior. Okay. Well, he's young on the varsity, for sure. Going to be a handoff. Number 34 again. No, and they're going to lose the ball, and that's going to be recovered out of bounds. And that was number 3 on the carry, Jacob Weldon. And number 34, the mysterious man. You said that's a great number, number 34. There's been a bunch of great number 34s in the history of football. At least pro-wise, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 for the Hawks as they enter Panther territory. I don't know that this is the first time, but
this may be their first penetration.
You think it may be? I don't recall seeing them this deep. Well, no, that's not
true. The reception right before half.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Going to be on the Panther 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. 8:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers leading 42-0. You're watching a live streaming event on Liberty Panther Sports Network. You can find us always on PantherSportsWithAZ.com, PantherSports.com. I'm Joe Roberts. Ross Norwood is alongside me, normally down on the sideline, doing a little training of our young camera crew. Neil Thornton on stats, producer Richard Ewing, and on cameras tonight, Tanis Grimes, Angel Mateo, Jamie Mateo, Alejandro Minivar, and Alan Parga doing a fine job tonight. Trotter under center, number 3 in motion. Handing the ball off to 34, running hard. I can tell you this, I don't know what his name is, but he is running with some guts and determination. A couple of hard-earned yards there. 2nd down and 8, 7, depending on where they spot him. The Hawks trying to break up the no-no on the scoreboard. Something about the pride of it all, even though you're losing by a bunch.
Nobody wants to be shut out.
Yeah, you want to break the shutout up. Trotter handing the ball off again. And number 3 with the carry, Colby Ewing with the stop. Number 3, Jacob Weldon on the carry.
Nice tackle, too. I mean, he put his head in front of him. Number 3, slow getting up.
Okay, it looks like, is this Thomas Campbell?
Thomas Campbell. Glad to know that.
Oh, my stat man right next to me was trying to show me some stuff, and I thought he was showing me the name of that young man. He was showing me the Hall of Famers that had worn the
number 34.
Thomas Campbell, get out of here with that. We call that Earl Campbell, number 34. The Tyler Rose.
Another score coming in. Silsbee over Orangefield, 14-13. I don't know where that is in the game.
A tight contest
right now. That's a tight game.
A 3rd down and 5 for the Hawks. Trotter going to fake the handoff and lose it, and that could be a recovery.
Who fights for it here?
Colby Ewing down there trying to rip the ball out of his hands. And Trotter able to come back up with his own fumble. That's going to bring up 4th down, and we're going to call that 8. Nope, we're going to call that 4th down and 10. Ball back to the 40-yard line of the Panthers. 7:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, your Liberty Panthers leading 42-0. Watching Liberty Panther Sports Network. We'll be on the road next week. The Panthers traveling to Silsbee for Game 2 of District 11 4A. Trotter back, firing the ball over the middle. Nice reception, and then I don't know if they're going to rule that. He didn't make a football move there.
Head lineman is ruling it incomplete.
He's calling that an incomplete pass. He had it in his hands, and he didn't do enough to turn on that to call that a football move. But that is going to be a turnover on downs. That was a nice strike from the
It was a really nice strike, and I thought he had caught the ball. And the Liberty defender, I don't know who that was. If he caught a number, let's call his name. But the Liberty defender put a hit right in the middle of his back and popped that ball out and caused an incomplete pass.
Turnover on downs, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Cade Nolan again under center. Double tight, double wing formation. And going to hand the ball off, and that's going to be a fumble. And the Hawks may have come up with that, and that was
looks like they did.
Jolyn Curtis with the fumble on the play, and just like that,
they get the ball back almost in the same place.
Yeah, almost exact same spot, maybe have gained a yard on that. And we talked about this earlier, taking your foot off the gas, taking your eye off the prize with such a lengthy amount of time. Probably nothing going to come of that, but you definitely don't want that to sneak in the back of your mind, especially as a skill position player. Trotter again under center for the Hawks. Gonna roll out to his right, being chased by Victor Ruiz, throwing the ball, and it's gonna be caught cleanly.
Yeah, 44 caught that ball.
Nice little basket catch right at the ground. Nice touch there. And Trotter just able to escape Victor Ruiz chasing him. Gonna move the sticks for the Hawks. 1st and 10 from the Panther 15-yard line. About 6.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the Hawks with their most promising drive of the evening.
25 yards on that pitch.
And the ball to 34 and going to be stopped. Not much doing on that. Looks like he got maybe a half a yard on the carry. Bring up 2nd down and
they didn't move the down box at all.
No, they didn't. You're correct. They didn't move it at all. So it was 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. They did move it to the middle of the hash marks, keeping the clock going.
Looks like no game. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
And I was saying a while ago, the Panthers on the road next week. Seems like we've been at home for a long time. Love home games. Trotter rolling to his right, getting caught, throwing that ball away, and man, that was close. Just able to get that ball over the line of scrimmage to avoid the intentional grounding. And we're gonna, I think we can kick it down to Mr. Norwood. Are we ready to do that, Mr. Ewing? We're gonna try and do that. As soon as we're able to do that, Mr. Ewing, we're gonna kick it over to Ross. While we're waiting,
number 34 got the ball again down to 13.
Gonna pick up maybe 2 yards on that. We got 3rd down and 8 for the Hawks. 5:38 to go.
Number 34, Colin Burns on the carry.
Okay, well, I can hear you right now, Ross.
There's a flag that was thrown in late. The reason was it was waved off is because the referees could not get the right numbers. It was going to be on both teams. And so that instead of just guessing, they waved it off.
All right, thank you for that, Ross. And, of course, that was in reference to the flag on the interception that led to the score earlier.
Correct.
Illegal procedure.
That's going to be a flag on this play. That's going to be against the Hawks. And that's going to be 4th and looks like 14 for the Hawks. And at this point in the ball game, definitely field goal will do nothing. They're going to go for, and they don't need to score to get a 1st down here. Panther defense been pretty salty this evening. Number 44, Colby Ewing, standing over the ball. He's had a heck of a game tonight. Trotter going to kick it out into the flats and going to get stuck almost immediately after the catch. number 4, Quentin Johnson, with the stop, and that's going to be a turnover on downs at the 5:02 mark in the third quarter. Liberty Panther defense holding true and getting that ball back, and let's see what the offense can do after a one play when they had the last defensive stand. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. I'm Joe Roberts. Ross Norwood, you just heard from him on the sideline. Stat guru of the century, Neil Thornton, over here.
He's trying to tell y'all my age.
Your pen's going to run out of ink with all this offensive stat.
The reason I use a pencil.
Producer Richard
I have
Ewing
2
down
mechanical
there
pencils.
trying to keep us in check. Caden Nolan under center, double tight, double wing formation. Going to toss to Curtis again.
Hold the ball.
Still on his feet. And I know he wants to redeem 25. That. I got to tell you, Jolin is such a great kid. He's a delight to have in the classroom. And he's got his head on his shoulders. He talked about at halftime he wants to be a civil engineer, Neil.
Really?
He wants to build stuff. And I challenged him to show me what his Lego game looks like.
Better show you what his math scores are.
Oh, I think his math's pretty good. He's a pretty darn good student. Nolan still with the ball.
That's a nice little step he put on there.
Nope, that's Austin Walker. Austin Walker lowering his shoulder and dropping the lumber on that.
Yeah.
You don't see that a bunch on the offensive side, but they're going to have to call him Mr. Walker after that one. That was a nice run. Going to move the sticks for the Panthers. 1st and 10. And they're going to have the ball on their 43-yard line near hash mark. Panthers working from left to right, going south. Leading the Hawks 42-0 in this 11-4A opener for both teams. Bridge City, the 11-4A squad that's off tonight. Be a toss out to Valtierra. Going to be tripped up, and there is going to be a couple of flags that are thrown. And
brings it out to the.
I am not sure who they're going to call that on, but generally speaking, that's against an offense when those flags are thrown in that area. It's a nice cut by Valtierra. It's going to be a hold against the Panthers, and that's going to negate the nice run by Valtierra.
Looks like holding against Panthers.
Okay. Looks as though that's going to push the ball back to the Panther. We call that 34, Neil?
I think so.
But that's going to be a replay of first down. Again, Panthers with the ball. Going to come underneath to to Bankhead. Going to pick up a few yards on that. And it's going to bring up 2nd down, and they're going to get back to just about the original line of scrimmage on that. We have 2nd down and 10. Going to give a shout out to one of our watchers, Dee Mormon, watching from the Dominican Republic on vacation. How about that?
How about that? That's very nice.
We've gone international.
41.
A nice little run there, and that was.
Who was that? Bankhead?
No, that was. I cannot tell. I'm going to be honest.
I thought that was number 1.
Hey, that was number 1. You're right, Neil. I'm just going to be quiet whenever I don't know numbers. Of course, that means that I'd probably be quiet for most of the broadcast. 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers. Almost at the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Walker in motion. Nolan rolling to his right. Going to throw it over the top.
Careful.
Oh, in and out of Goodo's hands. And that was really close. It looked like he pushed off there, but no flags flying from the field judge. It's a nice little battle. I like it when they let them play back there. You know, you get some officiating crews that just call every single thing under the sun.
Yeah, they're trying to be part of the game rather than be the officials. Sometimes that happens.
But then you get some crews that don't call anything.
Yeah, this crew's been – I'm not complaining about this crew whatsoever.
That's going to stop the clock. 2:08. 4th down and 7 for the Panthers. And Coach Taylor, he does not like to punt.
No.
Although he does have a good punter. Gonna drop back. Gonna throw it over the top to Goodo. Wide open. And that time he comes up roses. Gonna be pulled down at the Hawk 30-yard line. Another big strike. It's like they're playing Sandlot back there, Coach.
He's open pretty much when he wants to be. He was the least open of all on the one that hit him in the chest, and he dropped it.
Goodo coming up with a nice catch from
29 yards in the first down. Goodo's got 82 yards of receiving and 60 yards on the ground so far. Just got word that our number 34 on the Hawks is named Colin Burns.
Colin Burns. Glad we know his name.
A nice Scottish name there, Colin Burns.
Titus Bell coming over the right-hand side. Going to pick up a few yards, about 4 on that.
Yeah.
Bring up 2nd down and 6. Ball now on the Hawk 26-yard line. Just about 1 minute to go here. Actually, the 27-yard line. Just about 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. And the Panthers just trying to chew up clock. Normally you don't say that with passes, but they've been pretty good passing the ball tonight. Nolan back in with the play.
3 for 5 for 82 yards.
Rolling out to his right.
Just to keep.
Little keeper option. And still on his feet. And going to get brought down finally after the first down pickup. And looking downfield, a couple of great pancake blocks by the Panthers.
Yeah, been getting a lot of good downfield blocking tonight.
And that was, again, quarterback keeper there.
That was an option. He had a pitch man out there,
but
they were covering the pitch real hard, and he just tucked it in, went inside that outside linebacker or cornerback that was coming up, and took it downfield.
Our producing crew calling their shot here. Let's see if they're right. Oh, all right. Jolin Curtis with the ball, stepping up the middle, going to pick up a few yards.
14.
Shout out to Isabel Marandino down in the producer's booth who called that one. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and we're going to call that.
Going to change quarters here.
6, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. So after 3, your Liberty Panthers 42, Hardin-Jefferson nothing, and we're entering the last phase of this first 11-4A contest. Wow. How are you feeling right now if you're a Liberty Panther coach, Neil?
Hopefully you're not feeling too overconfident. Most of these, especially Chad and Joe and Joe Slack and Jeff Stewart, are old hands. I know that they're trying to hold these boys in check a little bit and not let their head get too big, and not let some of these younger coaches get too overwrought either.
Well, I'm looking down on the sideline. They don't have too many young coaches. They got a couple.
Few. I think most of their younger guys are over at junior high.
Yep. A shout out to the Lady Panther volleyball team. They 1-3 on Tuesday, defeating the Shepherd Lady Pirates. And I'm not sure.
I think they start district. I heard that young lady that Ross was interviewing a while ago. I heard her talking about they were playing Hardin-Jefferson this week.
They played Splendora tonight, and I'm not sure how that game went down. I'll find out. Bill Buchanan texting in, and we've gone international and we've gone local. He's watching from North Travis. How about that? All the way across town. Well, behind me.
Joel and Curtis again, down to about the 10.5, 11-yard line, I guess.
They're just pushing the ball forward. There is a flag on the field. All right, let's go back to Ross.
The Lady Panther volleyball team lost tonight, unfortunately. And hey, Bill.
I'm sure Ross said that while you were interviewing. I was in the middle of trying
they're moving
to
them
work
back
on
here.
some camera stuff. So that puts the Lady Panthers at, is that 3-2 right now in district? 2-2? 3-2.
Yeah.
That was a hold, I guess. It looked like he marched them back 10.
It's going to bring up second down and really long for the Panthers. Going to be all the way back to the Hawk 25-yard line. And tripped up, and almost immediately there was a flag thrown by the linesman, which means there may have been someone lined up in the neutral zone there.
Who was the ball carrier on that?
That was the quarterback that got tripped up on that. He never even got to hand the ball to anyone. Defensive line from Hardin-Jefferson sneaking in.
Illegal
That's going to be a procedure call against the Panthers. So that's going to push the down box even further away. Be third down and looks like 22 or so, as the ball is on the
Panthers had the ball 11 plays so far and 3 first downs during this drive.
On the ball on the Hawk 29-yard line. That's what I call that. All right, Bankhead with the ball. Still on his feet, pushing forward. Going to get down to the Hawk 19-yard line, Ross.
Y'all were talking earlier about the intensity and keeping that intensity up. From down here on the sidelines, it does not look any different than it did in the first half.
Under 11 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Liberty Panthers Sports Network, the Panthers leading 42-0. Fourth down and long, and going to bring on Montez for the field goal attempt. Ball is going to be up, and it's going to go wide left. It's going to be no good. A lot of pressure in his face almost immediately, and that would have been a nice field goal had he made it. And with Montez back in the fold, it gives Coach Taylor another weapon.
That's right, just another arrow in your quiver.
With the missed field goal, the Hawks will take over at that spot. 1st and 10 for Hardin-Jefferson at the 10-40 mark. They'll have the ball on their own 20-yard line.
So what it is, 20?
It's where they're standing.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, another shout out to Emily Cook, attorney at law, being our scoreboard sponsor. Trotter back, throws it up, and that's going to fall harmlessly away. Coverage by number 14, Josh Payne. And had that been just a little bit longer, that might have went right into that young man's hands. Immediate pressure on Trotter, the quarterback. 2nd down and 10. The clock stops at the 10:35 mark of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he just threw it to a spot because he was getting pressured. So he threw it to a spot, and the coverage would not allow the receiver to get to that spot on the field without running over him. So, Liberty just got another. Let's see what they got marked off for. They're going to call that interference?
Yep, I thought that was going to be close.
15, huh?
So with that penalty, the roughing the passer penalty, that's going to push the ball up to the Hawk 35-yard line, and they're going to give them a fresh set of downs. Hardin-Jefferson breaking the huddle quickly. Trotter under center, going to hand the ball off to his fullback, getting met immediately for maybe a yard on the carry.
What ball carrier was that? 3?
Number 3 on the carry. That's Jacob Weldon. He's 2nd down and a long 8 for the Hawks. Under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Panthers with I'm going to call it a comfortable 42-point cushion. Trotter handing the ball off and getting stuffed in the backfield. Number 12, Peyton Frege, stepping through there with a stop. And that was almost immediate.
Back to the 30?
Yeah, he may have picked up a half a yard, but I don't think he did. Maybe
I don't think he got anything.
Maybe the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 8 for the Hawks. Again, don't forget, tomorrow at the Liberty City Park, the Tony Munson Cross Country Invitational, starting at 8 a.m.
How many runners are you expecting?
Expecting over 1,000 runners this year. It's number 5, Austin Walker with the stop. Nice pass from Trotter. Going to be close to the first down mark.
Is that number 34? He grabbed his shirt and slung him around. He's got his shirt tail pulled out. I can't read the number. Yeah, 34.
And it looks like they want to give him the first down mark. The chain gang's trying to go. And they are going to send them. That is going to be enough for the first down. So after that pass, 1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 45-yard line. A couple of Panther defenders trying to get off the field, and I guess they just do. And Trotter, looks like he called his own number, rolled out to his left and stepped out of bounds at about the Panther 48-yard line. So stepping into Panther territory. 8:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. You're watching Liberty Panther Sports Network on panthersports.com. That's sports with a Z. We'll be here all year long with the Panther football team. Trotter dropping back, throwing over the top, trying to find something. Going to fall harmlessly over the hands of number 7. I don't have him on this board either. Number 9, Mason Goodo with the coverage.
West Orange start 24-0 over Hampshire-Fannett in the fourth quarter. Thank you.
All right, West Orange
Dr. Smith
taking care of business. Going to stop the clock at the 8:13 mark. Still looking for sponsors if you're interested in sponsoring any of these live broadcasts.
I mean, we're getting the word out to the Dominican Republic.
That's right. We've gone international.
You get a little ink here.
Trotter hands the ball
21.
off to, looks like number 21, and that is Jude Flores. First time we've called his name tonight. Going to be enough for the first down pickup for the Hawks.
Bring it to the 43.
Looks like going to be on the 43-yard line of the Panthers. Well, nope, 42. See, I can see it when it's right in front of my face. Just under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Liberty leading 42-0. Trotter under center. Hand the ball off to number 7, left-hand side. Going to get stopped by number 5, Austin Walker. Pick up about 4 on that carry. Second down and 6. Ball on the Panther 39-yard line, far hash mark. Hawks working left to right on your screen. That's right, if I had a radio dial, it would be from left to right. And a quick hitter, number 34. And
Are they calling that a fumble?
I don't know. I never heard a whistle until just then.
I didn't either. Let's see if they. It looked like he hit flat of his back, and when his back hit the ground, the ball fell. Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, so 33-yard line here.
Nothing doing, nothing gain. That's going to be enough for the first down. Again, chain gang a little slow moving down there. They've had their work cut out for them this evening.
That's Mr. Colin Burns.
Whoa.
I'll call his name. Mr. Colin Burns there on the first down, 5-yard carry.
Well, I will say this, number 21, and that's Jude Flores with the ball. I'm not sure why they allowed that play to happen. The chain gang wasn't even set. Officials not really paying attention there.
Here.
That should not have been a live play, but at any rate, nothing doing on the carry. Second down and 10 for the Hawks from the Panther 33-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may end up replaying that. 6:36 to go. Officials coming together to talk about it. Again, 6:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. You're watching the Liberty Panther Sports Network on panthersports.com. That's sports with a Z. And the Panthers leading 42-0 in this opening of 11 4A action. Your Liberty Panthers 42-0. I'm Joe Roberts. Ross Norwood has been on the sideline for most of the contest tonight. Neil Thornton on stats, producer Richard Ewing, Tanis Grimes on video, Alan Parga, Alejandro Minivar on the sideline cameras, Jamie and Angel Mateo upstairs on our other camera. And they talked about it, and they didn't change anything, so they must have liked what they saw.
Well, I don't know if they liked it or not. I think the referee probably told them, we can't have this, guys. Don't do that again.
That could be a chewing. You're right. Under center, Trotter going to roll to his right, and just underthrown a wee bit, and that was intended for number 9, Travis Cretion. I'm hoping I said that correctly.
Where is it?
C-H-R-E-T-I-A.
Sashery.
Oh, I don't know how you say that. I'm not a Cajun, Coach.
Sashery. Just like the spices. Sashery.
Okay. I will bow to your superior knowledge on that. 3rd and 10 for the Hawks. Strider under center.
Oh, they moved a little there. 27.
Too many
got
people
a little
moving.
anxious.
That's going to be a procedure call against the Hawks. That's going to push them back. Again, 6:16 to go here in the 4th quarter. Panthers looking to close out this contest. It's been a long time since the Panthers exploded like this in a district contest. Coach Taylor got to be smiling right now. 3rd down and 15 for the Hawks.
This is fixing to be Hardin-Jefferson's 12th play from scrimmage on this drive.
Strider again under center for the Hawks, man in motion. Going to keep the ball, pitch it out behind number 2, and that almost was another turnover. Number 2, the running back, Drew Lonvier, able to come up with that. The ball's going to be on the 45-yard line of the Panthers. Bring up 4th down and probably 22, if my eyesight hasn't failed me. 5:51 and counting here in the 4th quarter. And I'm going to guess that the Hawks are going to go for this. I wouldn't imagine that they would punt here. Still trying to break up the no-no. Trotter rolling to his left, throwing it up, over, and harmlessly away. And just like all night long, Trotter, whenever he's rolled out, he has had pressure immediately. That's number 44, Colby Ewing, leading the charge, along with number 7, Bo Fowler. And it looks as though number 45, Chase Van Shiver, there as well.
We've been talking about the offensive line, but you've got to mention the defensive line tonight too. They have pressured him every time he's tried to throw. He's been pressured, flushed out of the pocket, made the throw early. They're knifing in, getting in the backfield and breaking up plays, making contact. As soon as the handoffs are made, Liberty gets the ball back on downs here.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 45-yard line. Man in motion. And that's going to be a fumble, and the Hawks are going to recover
You
that.
gotta be kidding.
Well, you know what? That's going to be a no play there. There may have been a timeout called. They're going to call that a pass. Wow, that looked like a handoff to me, but they're going to call that a pass. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. So what surely looked like a fumble, going to be ruled a forward pass. Going to stop the clock at 5:23. Again, Panthers leading 42-0. Bankhead taking the ball over the left-hand side. To get hit in the back, still on his feet, and the pile-up's going to be whistled dead. Going to pick up a couple of yards on the carry. 3rd down and about 7 or so. Ball on the Panther 48-yard line, middle of the hash mark. Panthers working right to left, marching north. Under 5 minutes to go here. Panthers not in any sort of hurry to get any plays off, as why would they, right?
Right.
Jolin Curtis taking the ball,
nice
doing a little
block there.
dancing, cuts outside, finds some green grass, still on his feet. 20, 10, touchdown, Panthers.
55
North Shore
yards.
himself, Jolin Curtis, the senior, 55-yard touchdown run. And what a capper on a night for him.
Nice block, really nice block inside there. I don't know who did it, but it was that trap again. He waited on it to form, went through, made one sidestep, and he was off to the races.
At the 4:35 mark, the Liberty Panthers scoring again, leading 48-0. Montez on for the extra point. The hold's good. The kick is up, and it is true. 49-0 in the waning final couple of minutes of this contest. Ross?
I was just going to say that was an odd play. It looked like Caden Nolan was going to keep it, and then at the last second, almost like it was an option play. I definitely did not see that as a pass.
Yeah, and again, referring to that that near fumble that we were looking through there, it definitely looked like a run, but you had a better view on that. We asked a question earlier. Is Coach Taylor smiling right now, Ross?
Well, it's hard to see from my vantage point, but it's also hard to believe that he would not be.
Probably smiling on the inside, but you don't ever smile on the sideline. You want him to think you want more out of them all the time.
Definitely, that is the vibe down here from the coaches. They're still as intense as they were when this game started.
You have to keep
well,
that.
If there's one thing I know about Coach Taylor, when you talk to him after the game is over with, I guarantee he's going to have a couple of things that he's going to say that they need to work on. And from my viewpoint, I'm thinking some ball security is going to be something they're going to have to work on.
Yeah, when you're talking about, I'll give you the numbers, 40 yards worth of penalties against the Panthers. He's not going to like that too much.
Montez with the kickoff. It's going to be high. Going to be fielded, and no, not going to be fielded. And it's going to be booted out of bounds. Hardin-Jefferson's really struggling on special teams tonight. And if they do not get that fixed, it's going to be a long district for them. But fortunately, the ball bounces for them. They're going to have the ball on their own 30-yard line. 4:32 to go. Got a scoring summary for us?
Scoring summary is 3 plays, 59 yards. Curtis scores on a 55-yard run. PAT's good. Panthers lead 49-0.
Ross?
I was going to say, the last week, Neil, how many fumbles did Liberty have?
It was 2, wasn't it? I think it was 2.
Well, and then tonight they've had some problems.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the ground, and it's gotten pretty wet.
Is it dewy again?
Yes, not as bad as it was last week, but that could be causing somewhat of a problem.
Slick ball. They may need to work with a wet ball all week.
Well, it looks like Hardin-Jefferson's suffering from the same thing. The ball popped out, and it looks like big number 79 for the Hawks, Jake Wolf. And I feel like we called his name a bunch last year. He came up with a fumble recovery on that. Going to bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Hawks. 4:02 to go here in the 4th quarter. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Again, we're going to be on the road with the Panthers next week as they travel to Silsbee. Panthersports.com. Ross?
I was going to say next week in Silsbee, the field conditions will not be as big of an issue as long as there's no rain. They're on synthetic turf.
I think we're on turf. West Orange Stark is not turf. We play West Orange Stark here or there?
It's there.
We play over there, right? Is anybody else other than Silsbee that's in the district, are they on turf?
Not that I can recall.
So.
Did West Orange Stark not put turf in when they did that big renovation a couple of years ago?
They may have. I'll text our friends over in Orange that are rabid Mustang fans. I mean, to the point of making me ill sometimes. And I'll bet I get an answer back in 15 seconds.
You probably will. Under 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Your Liberty Panthers leading 49-0 in this 11-4A opener for both squads. And presumably the Panthers are going to move to 4-1 on the year, 1-0 in district. Toss out to number 3, left-hand side.
Oh, he
Still
bounced
on
off.
his feet.
Yeah, he'll do that if you don't wrap him up.
Be a big pickup for that young man.
Up to the 44, 8-yard pickup on first
Jacob
down.
Weldon on the carry. Move the sticks for the Hawks. 1st and 10 from their 44-yard line. Almost 45. Just shy of the line. And Hawks doing everything they can to try to break up the donut on the scoreboard. Trotter under center for the Hawks. Dropping back, trying to find some open man, and that's going to be nothing doing. Nice coverage by the Panthers, although that was a little bit of extra on that.
Yeah, they don't need to be doing that.
I can say from some experience it's a little hard to stop your momentum when you're that close to somebody. Going to stop the clock at 3:12. 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. Far hash mark.
That's really a nice play.
And
number 3 again.
Going to be a big pickup from the Hawks. We're getting close to the first down, Ross.
I was going to say that y'all were talking about famous NFL numbers. This weekend in Tennessee is Throwback the Clock week, or whatever you want to say, and they're going to honor Earl Campbell for all of his hard running for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, he did. He never played for him, right? But they still own the rights. What I understand, the Titans still own the rights to all our logos and all our stats.
Yes, that is correct. It was around that same time that Art Modell moved the Cleveland Browns to Baltimore, and he didn't get the same deal. They allowed him to move the team on the condition that he would start fresh as an expansion team or a new name, and that he would also sell the team after a couple of years.
All right, Ross, you used to be our man on the streets. Our real man on the streets, Bill Buchanan, with an Astros update for us. Astros trailing the Oakland Athletics 3-2 in a long 3rd inning. If you're listening still, Bill Buchanan, we have an open spot for you on Wednesday, LHS Live. Love to have you come on as a guest, come in and see the setup every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. LHS Live. Have a different guest with different fun commentary. It's always fun to talk to Bill if he's able to make it. You can find that on LHSlive.net. And the young man from Hardin-Jefferson getting to his feet, getting a big round of applause. That's number 53, Logan Hodges, shaking up on that. It's always kind of terrifying when a kid goes down on the field, but definitely wonderful when they're able to get back up on their own, Ross.
I was going to say we're doing the games right now, but Bill Buchanan will always be the voice of the Liberty Panthers.
Yeah, I hope he does the Wednesday show. He probably want to play the Herb Alpert song before you start it.
We've retired that song.
It's 34.
And it's going to be a fumble on the play, and the Panthers seem to believe they have it, and they do.
And
that's going to be a fumble recovery from the Panthers. And at the 2:45 mark, Panthers going to take over 1st and 10. Ross?
The song is Java.
Java, that's right.
That Neil is referring to, the intro to the Party Line program for all those years. And I think I may actually have that in my phone.
My dad's got that album, I know that.
Well, Bill always said he had a face for radio, and he tried to say you had a face for radio too, Ross.
He said it about
me.
me.
Wouldn't have been wrong.
He said it about me several times. When he would get my name right, he would always call me Neil Iverson.
All right, let's see if we can get a shot of our student section real quick. Our student section over there doing a really good job on their feet, backing up these Panthers. Underneath. And
that was that inside reverse, and they didn't get the trap shut.
They did not, and that was number 2, Valtiera, trying to get through on that. Going to get caught.
Lost a couple.
Behind the line of scrimmage. Pick up second down and about 13 for the Panthers on their own 32-yard line. Going to keep the clock moving at the 2:19 mark. A shout out to all the extra Panthers tonight, cheering on the football Panthers. From the flag runners to the cheerleaders, prancers, band. Valtiera finding some running room this time, picking back up the yards he lost and then some. Bring up third down and 7 for the Panthers. But most importantly, it's going to keep the clock moving. So we're winding down here. Don't forget, going to be on the road next week in Silsbee. Again, you can find this on the same site that you're watching now, panthersports.com. We'll go live at about 7:15 p.m. Nolan with the keeper, up the middle, still on his feet. Going to pick up a few yards there. Fourth down and about 3 to go for the first down. Ross?
Well, Nolan did a very good job. Got tripped up on himself a little bit, but was able to keep that center of gravity going and recovered somewhat.
Fourth down with about 3 left. No punch
If they pick
here.
up the first down here, that will do it for the game.
That ought to do it, yeah.
Nolan under center. Going to hand the ball off to number 8?
8, yeah.
It's a brand new ball carrier. I don't even have an 8 on the roster. Not sure who that was.
I was going to say Alex Valtiera, we got to think, that's shades of things to come. He's just a sophomore.
You know, actually, that could be, I wonder if that's Cole Lawrence. I don't have an 8 on here, so I'm not sure who that is. But at any rate, didn't pick up enough for the first down. That's going to be a turnover on downs. 42 seconds to go, and the Hawks in Panther territory at the Panther 43-yard line. And the hash marks have just about disappeared, but they are close to the near hash mark.
Yeah, they're in the most worn-out part of the field right there. And after 7th grade game, 8th grade game yesterday, of which Liberty won both of those, by the way, it's kind of got the field tore up a little.
Trouter handing the ball off to number 21, Flores. Going to get grabbed in the backfield, and that's going to be number 7, Bo Fowler with the tackle. Going to be a loss on the play, and that may be enough to do it if Hardin-Jefferson decides to not run another play. It's possible that they could just let this clock run out.
Yeah, the play clock's dead.
They're looking at the sideline, so I don't know if they're going to call a timeout and maybe try to heave it down one last time to see if they can get in the end zone before the game is over.
I don't think they want any more. I think they're walking off. I think they don't want any
And that's going to do it at the conclusion of this 11-4A opener for your Liberty Panthers. Panthers 49, Hardin-Jefferson 0, moving to 4-1 on the season, 1-0 in District 11-4A. Congratulations, Panthers. Ross?
What a great win, and you know, coming off of the wins in Madisonville and Shepherd, great way to build on this, and this is probably the best I've seen them play a district ball game in a couple of years.
Yeah, we were commenting on that earlier about how good they look tonight in all aspects of the game, and that's kind of hard to do, to get it done in offense, defense, and special teams. And as we're watching the Panthers come together and get ready for the huddle, or actually get ready for the sideline and the school song over here, we're waiting for Neil Thornton with the stats, and man, he's been burning it up with the lead there.
Okay.
Do you have a calculator?
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he
429
has
total yards of offense. They had 251 yards in the first half, so they backed off a little bit. I think they played some subs and some younger kids, which was great. They needed to do that. 347 yards on the ground, 82 yards in the air. 2 touchdowns tonight from Goodo. Liberty scores on an interception at the 10:23 mark of the third quarter. Fontenot carries it in. After the they didn't score on the interception. They scored on the first play from scrimmage on a 21-yard pass, and they scored on a 55-yard run from Curtis at 4:35 mark of the fourth quarter, bring it 49-0. And the score, of course, 7 scores and 7 perfect PATs makes it 49-0. On the other side of the ball, I'll roll this up here. Hardin-Jefferson amassed 108 yards offense, is all 53 yards passing, 55 yards rushing.
A lot of that came in that last quarter, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always nice to hear the Liberty Bell ringing. We mentioned that earlier. Man, when the bell's ringing, you know good things are happening for the Panthers, and it's been a while. It's been a while since we've heard the bell ring out like that. And I got to tell you, once you hear it for the first time, you don't want to unhear it. All right, Ross.
I was going to say a great all-around performance by the team, and I think I said I hadn't seen them play that well in a district game. I really meant that dominant. Last year was somewhat of a frustrating year because of the tightness of games, all within a touchdown, I believe. Could have gone either way. Tonight, there was no question.
All right, I'm still with you, Ross. What was your key for the contest tonight?
I think they came out at the start and showed Hardin-Jefferson that they weren't going to just let them move the ball at all, and that they were going to move it on them, and they kept their foot on the gas pedal.
All right, Neil, keys to the game for you?
Defense. It didn't make any difference where Liberty got the ball back. When you've got a defense like that, you can, like we said last week, when you've got a defense like that, you can kind of open up the gas because they can make up for a lot of mistakes. Liberty didn't make a whole lot of mistakes offensively tonight other than the penalties, and then played excellent defense. They were in the backfield as soon as the running backs were. They covered well on the pass plays. Just an excellent defensive stand by the Liberty Panthers.
Coach Taylor is making his way down to
like
you,
he's
Ross.
Walking towards you.
As soon as he gets down there, we're going to kick it right to you for this post-game. I'm going to call it a celebration, although I guarantee Coach is going to have one or two things to say that the Panthers need to work on, and no coach worth his salt would ever say anything different. 49-0 on the night for the Liberty Panthers, moving to 4-1 on the season, 1-0 in District 11 4A. Going to be traveling to Silsbee next Friday night for Game 2 of 11 4A, and we'll be on the road with them. Panthersports.com, and that's sports with a Z, and you'll be able to find us all season long there. And then don't forget to tune in on Wednesday, LHSLive.net. And Coach Taylor is just about to you, Ross.
About 30 minutes ago, got the score.
Turn that over to you.
West Orange start 24-0 over Hampshire-Net in the fourth.
Okay, Joe, I think we're about ready to go. I see the Ice Down Mountain Dew.
Yes, sir. Sponsored by Mountain Dew, baby.
Coach, a very dominant game. Tell us the good and what you may want to see improve going into next week against Silsbee.
Well, we got to quit putting the ball on the ground. I mean, we started off with a good drive, and we get down to about the 5, and we fumble.
It went dead. Joe?
Just something just went dead.
It went dead. Got nothing here.
Let's see if we can get anything out of it.
Is it on now?
Yeah.
Is it on now? You want to start over?
Yeah, good, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
Man, I thought our defense was outstanding. You know, playing the slot T is difficult. I thought our offense was dominating tonight. you know, we moved the ball pretty much at will. You know, we moved it down on that first series and then ended up putting it on the ground with a fumble snap. Still putting the ball on the ground too much. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you though. When you get about 8:30, 9 o'clock, that dew comes out, and it starts getting a little hairy.
That was one thing we talked about. It wasn't as bad as early this week, but it did get there.
It got pretty bad. I mean, it was still. I mean, it was. Worked the whole game?
Yeah, it worked the whole game. Yep, y'all should be talking now.
Go ahead.
It just died.
The mic died?
Yeah, this receiver died.
What are you talking to your phone?
All right, we're going to use a different one.
On the phone? Okay.
Okay, let's
try it again.
Take
3.
Is it 3 or 4?
This is the third try.
Okay. Let's pick up. You talked about that first drive. We now getting. It seemed like things turned up a little bit after that.
Yeah, I mean, we realized on that first drive we were going to be able to do some things that we've been doing all week long. We did a really good job this week of trying to get 2 sets of backs. You know, Austin, Mason, Titus, they play so much defense, and in the past they've been getting kind of gassed. So we did a really good job of putting another group of backs in there, North Shore, out here, Bankhead, and we were getting, we were getting production out of everybody. I mean, it was awesome.
Who is your player of the game?
My player of the game, it would definitely have to be somebody on the defensive side. I'd have to watch. I thought our offensive line played well. I had to watch that. You know, I thought Caden did a really good job, threw some really nice balls. But I'm just right now. I would 49-0 is kind of hard to just pick one.
Going into next week against Silsbee, they were, the last we heard, winning fairly big. How do you take a team that's had such a dominating district performance this week, knowing what you've got to face next week?
Well, hey, without a doubt, Silsbee's got all the talent in the world. I've always, kind of admired that they've always had a good mixture of skilled guys and big linemen, and they're able to move the ball. This is kind of the classes, their junior and sophomore class, and loaded. But I mean, you know, last year they were loaded too, and we came down here and they beat us 14-7. And we just got to go to work on Monday. We know we're going to play a really good team. They're going to get our best as well. So I'm not concerned with that at all.
Let them enjoy it tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then back to work on Monday.
I told them 24 hours. You got 24 hours, but next week starts tomorrow, and we're going to watch film. We're going to ice bath. We're going to lift weights. We're going to do all the things we've been doing up to this point. And we're not going to change what we do. We're just going to get better at what we're doing.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on your first district win of the year and your first outing for district.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
We'll see you Monday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Coach Taylor. Joe, back to you.
Richard Ewing will catch you next Friday night.
Welcome to this live stream event of Panther Sports. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, Richie Ewing, Neil Thornton, All gas, no brakes. Let's get it.